Chat, I am really sorry. The moment I start my stream, the moment I click stream, suddenly I get pulled away. And it took longer than I thought it was going to take, but I'm here. We're live. We're live. It was only like 10 minutes worth of being stuck on the starting screen. It's not that bad. What is up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Adrian, I think, got the first. Once again, I have to look at both chats because this one doesn't update until the stream starts. I think that's everybody, though. Yes, that's everybody. Newly met, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Frockington, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Carling, oh my gosh, you guys' names today. Carlzing. You guys are challenging me with the names today. Hope you're doing well. Summer's setting up to be an all-timer season. I don't know if I'm ready to say that quite yet, but I'm still digging through the season. I'm slower than most people that are like super on top of it because again, I have to create content around it. So I gotta like schedule a day around I'm doing these 2 episodes, then you know the whole process of making a video out of it. So I can't just turn it on. Which is sort of a sad thing. It's sad that I can't just turn on a show and just watch. I can. It's just I'd rather prepare and properly make a video out of it. But yeah. Kisa, Roxy's best girl. That is 100% true. Truth in the chat. Martin, how's it going? You missed. How's it going? Oh lordy, he yapping again and I'm here for it. The Yap Master is here. The anime Yap Master is indeed here. Hope you're doing well though. What's going on, Rem? Welcome to the show. Yeah. Kirby, what's going on? Hushy, hey. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. What up? It's going. It's been a day. It's been a day. I was debating if I think I talked about this last week. I was debating if I was going to do just some first impressions of shows, just because right now is like when a lot of people are looking for first impressions. But I'm like, nah, I'm going to live stream. I'm gonna live it. Yanni Neko episode 2 is peak. I was actually considering doing a video on Yanni Neko 2. I don't know. Was my video on first episode okay? I forgot to check. I inside baseball here. I don't like looking at my viewership counts. So like my videos can absolutely be bombing right now, and I would never know. I legit hate looking at viewership counts. I love what I do as a content creator. But I hate looking at viewership, and I probably should so I can see like how things are going. But it's sort of like twofold. One, that it causes anxiety for me, and I don't like that. I hate worrying about numbers. I absolutely hate it. But there's also the aspect that I think it molds how I create content. When I know that something's doing good and something else isn't doing good, it leads me to go, well, I should cover this show even though I don't really like the show because people like the want to see my videos on it. I've done that in the past, and it ends me leading me into essentially covering a show that I don't necessarily like, and people are upset because I don't like it. A good example is Enemies and Shadows. My Enemies and Shadows videos do very well, but it's like a lot of people don't like the fact that I don't love everything about the show. I don't like the main character. I find him extremely boring. But I like Shadow Garden and everything they do. So I do have something that I enjoy talking about with the show, so don't get me wrong. But it's like, I also don't really like the show insanely amounts, like a lot of people. But I'm still covering it because people like the videos, and I like something about it. So it's like, again, it's almost a molding based on the viewership that I don't want. I don't like that. I want to cover what I want to cover, and if it bombs on viewership, it bombs on viewership. At least somebody's watching it. Now, I have dropped doing certain videos, but that's because, like, for example, for a while I was dropping, for a season, I dropped my rankings videos, my Japan ranking video. And that was more the fact that it took a lot of time to develop it. And thus, I was checking the views because I wanted to make sure that it was worth the time, I guess. And it wasn't really at the time. But I enjoyed doing those too. Don't get me wrong. Anyways. That's a long rant. But yeah, Yanni Neko stuff is crazy. I was, again, tempted to make a video on that today, but I'm like, The problem with Yanni Neko is it's a comedy. It's similar to 100 Girlfriends. Like, it's very hard to do a 100 Girlfriends video just because you're technically just talking about the jokes. So do you really want to talk about it? There's still, like, some really good commentary, I think, that Yanni Neko is doing on addiction and what sort of comes from drug use, which is kind of topical to talk about, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Roxy, Rem, and Modding. Yes, those are all 3 gems. Gems, absolute gems. Did you watch Kaiju Girl? I have not yet. I want to watch it. Are we on 2 episodes yet? Is that on 2 episodes yet? That was definitely one I wanted to wait for a couple episodes on. Caramelise. That name, dude. Caramelise. Caramelise. This one. Ooh, it does have 2 episodes a day. Okay, cool. I need to watch that. Maybe tomorrow? No promises? Maybe tomorrow? I am looking forward to it. I got a kick out. I seen, like, this last week, somebody made a post on X talking about that show and how it's Godzilla falling in love or something like that, and it immediately gets community noted. the Godzilla fans come rushing and like, you ain't getting no advertising from this this post because we're gonna correct you. It's not Godzilla. They completely community noted it. Chasing viewership of Driving State, 100%. Doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. We're still keeping it together. Is Inside Baseball even still a thing? I haven't seen that show since I was a kid. I didn't even know it was a show. Is it a show? I thought it was just a phrase. I thought it was just a phrase. Are you okay? You're making a joke, and I just completely missed the joke. I watched the new Naha of it? No, because I haven't watched the other Nanahos. I watched some of them, but not all of them. So I'm behind on it. I don't know if it's a new thing or a not. I simply vibe and let YouTube autoplay take the wheel. That's dangerous. That's dangerous for some people, especially Adrian. Unfortunately, getting my spoilers in my videos the moment they pop on his feed. And if you have no idea what it is, Inside Baseball was a show that Major League Baseball put out on Saturday morning cartoons to advertise baseball. I 100% never knew that. Yeah, I don't think I ever heard about that. We cover of all of the anime mentioned in the most anticipated upcoming anime this season. Yes, in some way, shape, or form. If I don't make a dedicated video on its first impressions, I will at least talk about it in a live stream during my tier listing so far. Tier list. How girls come from the drug use was my takeaway. They come from. They're used in clinical trials, apparently. I'm loving Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even, How I Crushed My Homeland with My Mighty Grimoire. It's a true villainous anime where female main character doesn't turn good like other villainous anime. But is they really bad? But are they really bad? Are you playing it up? Are they really bad? Question mark. Out of curiosity, what do you use to track your watched, read, anime, manga, manhwa, novels? Do you use Mal or something else? I used to use Mal, and at some point I got sick and tired of its layout because its layout's garbo, as you can see, like right here, like legit. They're apparently stuck in like 2002, where they don't understand like. This is something that I learned. Actually, no, I learned when I first learned HTML. I don't think it was HTML. I think it was specifically cascading styling sheets. Like back when I learned CSS, I learned about how you can make it to where a freaking browser or a website will adjust to the size of your browser. Like we're using. Y'all have phones, right? Y'all have phones, right? Apparently Mal doesn't know how to make the damn UI adjust to the size of your screen. So it's stuck like this no matter what you're using, and it drives me freaking crazy. Like, look at this. Like, if I zoom in, I have to scroll sideways to get the crap. Like, make it mobile friendly at least. My God. So yeah, I got sick of this stupid website, and I exported it to AnyList because I found that you can export your entire list. So I switched over to AnyList. So I primarily use AniList, and I will update my AniList pretty much on a seasonal basis. I still go back to Mal every now and then and adjust it on like a yearly basis, but I'm probably going to stop this year. I think I'm going to finally stop updating my Mal. But yeah, the AniList, even AniList had, that was the other reason, because AniList at the time had an app and Mal didn't. That was the other reason. When I switched over, Mal didn't have an app. They killed their, like, ability for people to create apps for it. What's up, Burrito? This season is nuts. I'm actually watching 2 anime. That's big for you. I'm sorry if you've been asked this, but what book you don't want to see turn into an anime? I don't really have many source material that I actually read on a regular basis that I would want or would not want an anime out of it. Mal UI is terrible. It is. 100%. How does Neko only have a 7.3 on Mal? We were going to talk about that. Should I watch Mushoku Tensei Season 3 weekly or binge it at the end? For sake of spoilers, I would watch it weekly because there's going to be big... eventually, at this core, eventually, I won't say how long to expect. It could be like literally next week. It could be at the end of the season. There's eventually going to be a point where there's going to be big spoilers, and it's going to be hard to really avoid it. The Sentai anime seems to be semi-standalone, though. It seems like the old characters are going to slowly come in. Oh, nice. Mel doesn't know basic HTML. I think it's just such... It's probably so, like, code spaghetti in the background that it's hard to touch anything. It's probably a mess of... I would assume it's probably a mess of code in the background that they don't want to adjust things, because you barely ever see any updates to it. I think it's got a good layout. It's got a lot of information in your face when you come here, but it doesn't have basic functionality of a normal website. I don't want it to be like super like new layouts and stuff like that, because I hate a lot of newer websites because they're all about just like being flashy and not really providing information. But just minimum stuff, basic stuff. Mal's better with ratings. They're pretty much on par with each other. You got more of a pull on Mal, in my opinion. Because like this has got like 62,000 people watching this. AniList has what? 35,000. It's just a bigger pull. That's the only reason I usually use it. Mal doesn't understand that the English name should be used as a language to English. Yeah, their search functionality sucks. Mal's search functionality sucks. I use Google. Whenever I search anything for Mal, I use Google. I will search in a Google the browser extension search bar, or whatever you want to call it, the address bar that is going to Google. I will just type Chainsmoker Cat, or I will type Neko, my anime list, and it will take me to immediately the first listing. Here, if you type something in here, it's like a gamble if you're going to get your show. Only 2. Yeah. Again, you have to understand that's big for him. That's a big statement from him. Usually, it's me and Earthly trying to push him to watch something. What's up, P. Fletcher? Hope you're doing well. Is Mal failing me on a regular basis? I don't think they would be overloading new fans. I never watched Nanoha before, and it's convinced me to watch the series. Nice. So many good shows, anime in this middle of the week. Yeah, 100% agree. I don't know if you should export your list. Mal is also just missing so many titles. Yeah, there's like this unfortunate mixture here where like each website sort of has their own definitions on what is anime. A good example that I always give is I want to say Code Black. It's not Code. It's got Black in there. The Mecha show. It was a Hollywood movie. Pacific Rim, Code Black, or Pacific Rim the Black. Pacific Rim the Polygon Pictures CGI anime. They did an anime, and Mal refused to have it on there, despite the fact that I think the director, the studio, pretty much everybody but the writer was in Japan, and they chose not to have it on the website. Yet there's works that are like pretty much entirely Western that is on the platform. So it's like their ability to choose what and what doesn't go on the website is kind of dumb. Opinions of Dada. I haven't checked. I skimmed it, but I haven't watched it yet. Pretty much what you see that I have done first impressions on is what have something to say about that I have watched. Specific RAM. Nice one. I see Ruby as an anime. Yeah, Ruby's the one from Japan, yeah, not the Western one, no. I mean, it's got a Japanese writer question mark, right? I don't know specific details. I think he's Asian at least. Is your Discord still open? The link is invalid. No, it's not. Mel also refused to have Scott Pilgrim anime as well. I'm assuming it's just based on the writer, which is really weird. Because again, like, what was that one from the European writer? It was like a shonen that was like, what, 2 years ago? That one wasn't America. That wasn't Japanese wrote, but yeah, anyways, it's dumb. It's dumb. Their way of choosing is dumb. No, I did want to point this out because I did find a lot of I think a lot of it's manufactured. There's obviously like this desire for people to express their discomfort for Neko. Yeah, Radiant. You're right. That's right, Martin. Thanks. Radiant was, I think, a European writer. I forget where exactly they were from. The UK. I mean, I know it feels more like an art style genre rather than an animation produced in Japan. Yeah. I mean, again, like, shoot. Lord of Mysteries is completely Tencent owned. Like, legit everything. Yeah, everything about Lord of Mysteries is not Japanese. It's entirely 100%. Besides, no, yeah, 100%. I think everything about Lord of Mysteries is Chinese. There's not a lick of it about Japanese, but yet it's on here. So I'm guessing it's just Asia and specific. Abon Star Racers is there too. And if that's the case, then why isn't well, that's technically, yeah, you get me back in this discussion. I was gonna say like Thunderbolt Fantasy. Why isn't Thunderbolt Fantasy on? But no, Thunderbolt Fantasy's on here, isn't there? No, I don't think it is. How'd I know about Thunderbolt Fantasy then? What? No, it is. No, that's the manga. What tipped me off about Thunderbolt? Was Thunderbolt Fantasy on there at some point and they removed it? Because something told me about it. Was it AniList? AniChart? AniList had it then? Okay, so that's how I found out about it. It was probably on AniChart, and that's when I discovered it. Because I've for the longest time, I've used AniChart for finding this stuff, and AniChart is AniList, so right? I think it's the same group because you can log in there. Lord of Mysteries is excellent, yes, 100% agree. Yeah, Thunderbolt Fantasy technically isn't. It's literally Chinese production. Chinese production. It's puppets. Like the only thing that like you could say is that it's got a manga, and which I don't even know who's doing the manga. If it's a Japanese writer or not. It looks like a Japanese name. But yeah, they would probably just put it on here because Jinabuchi, the butcher, is doing it, so that's why it has to be on the site, I guess. I mean, that's what drew me to it. the butcher's doing a weird puppet show. I gotta check out what he's doing here. And yeah, it's got Sawano Hiroyuki, and he's doing the music for it too. So it's Nitro Plus. So I guess there's like 3 or so things that all kind of culminate to making it very important. Is Nitro Plus involved with the puppets? Maybe that's just the manga. It's just the manga. Yeah, it's got Jin. It's got Sawano doing music for it, so... It's got a lot of Japanese creators behind it. It's just a Chinese puppet show. The quality could stay the same from a show. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Anyways, back to this. What are some of your favorite visual novels? I've only really went through one of Clannad, Planetarian, the Jinnerbuchi crazy one. I haven't really read many of them, so I can't really claim I have a favorite. Feels like a bit of an insult to Chinese studios to just group it all together. I don't know that they care. I think that's probably one of those things where only we really care. I think there is probably an insult to the idea of assuming that's a Japanese studio, but to be called an anime studio, I don't think they care. To be on the platform, they don't care. To be acknowledged and recognized is probably a massive positive thing. Yes, to be assumed and called a Japanese studio, that would bother them, but that's not really what's happening. We just stipulate it and find it a problem. I sometimes have a problem with it. I just don't like the inconsistency, is really what it is. I think it would be good. My opinion, what should be done is have a definable region. If you like Clannad, check out Little Busters. I've watched the full anime, and I have Little Busters, the visual novel. I just haven't played it. I wasn't a fan of how Little Busters ended, so I'm hoping the visual novel's better. I was not a big fan of the ending. But no, I got a kick out of last week. Chainsmoker Cat aired. For those that missed my video on Chainsmoker Cat, I'm in love with the directing and the quality given to it, despite the fact of what it's covering, because you typically expect that stuff's going to go to like big shonen or something like that. But it seems like there's like a passionate group of animators behind this. And it was funny because I felt like over the course of the week, I've been seeing sort of an interesting way that people are perceiving the feedback. I've seen some posts that are highlighting the Japanese are not liking Neko. And it was really stemming around something that wasn't in Japan, but they're in Asia, that was criticizing it for being gross. But like overall, it seems like most of the posts that I've seen in Japanese are like, they love the craziness, they love the animation and the styling, and they love cat girls. I haven't really seen too much negativity there. I think most of the negativity that I've found with this show so far is really from the West, and it's understandable. I even said this in my video, like I legit said, this is a very disgusting show. It's like legit disgusting. But I think why I like it is that mixed in the disgusting is sort of like an acknowledgement of like how it's done in a comedic way, and it's still entertaining, but it's talking about how nasty this is. Like the addiction of the stuff is the desire for somebody to just spend their day just having smoke, and if they don't have it, sort of the effects of, you know, nicotine withdrawal and just wanting that next fix and all that kind of stuff. There's like an overall like criticism of addiction and what people go through, and also additionally like herself, Yaniko, like her anxieties over performing, like just getting something done, cleaning up her life, that kind of stuff, mortality, you know, weighing down upon her, that kind of stuff causing her to get sick or whatever. I think it's one of those things where I think some people can find a lot of like relatability to what she's kind of struggling with, the character struggling with. while at the same time laughing about how they struggle over the stuff. Yeah, don't do drugs, kitty cats. Don't do drugs, kitty cats. The second episode, I haven't like sat down and watched the entire thing, but I have watched segments of it, getting into obviously other more frowned upon drugs in Japan, which is kind of surprising they got into, being shown. Things that are definitely cigarettes. Definitely cigarettes. No sound? Did you not have sound? Everybody else, I think, has sound. Well, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It's not so cool. Would ever want to stop. It is so cool. Who would ever want to stop? Right? I like the fact that it's not positive. Yeah, I'm about to say I've gone for like, 30 minutes of people responding to me, so I hope I got sound. Somebody just trolling me. Rohit is trolling me. But yeah, I respect the fact that I think it's not really ever portrayed in a good thing. These people are not in a good shape. They're not happy. They're constantly in a bad situation over it. So I don't think it's glorifying it at all. Like, I haven't watched much of it, but I would assume smoking behind a supermarket's probably a lot more romanticized. I don't know if anybody has watched that like fully. Is it like just two people chilling and smoking and relaxing and talking? I would see that as more romanticizing it. And I didn't really hear... That's the funny thing. I didn't see anybody upset about that. Like, everybody, I guess, because it's shown in a positive way, everybody's perfectly fine with it. With Chainsmoker Cat, I could hear nothing but people saying, oh, that's gross smoking. Oh, it's got a stink there. And I'm like, but wait, I didn't hear anything about that with the smoking behind a supermarket. Nobody was complaining about smoke and how gross it is back there. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, this show's great. She's hot. It's got to be because you have to have a hot female girl smoking, and then it's perfectly fine to have smoking. It's like the old, like, smoking commercials and stuff like that. Like, it has the cool cowboy guy, and it's cool. Smoking's cool, kids. Don't smoke, by the way, kids. That's not a promotion. Yeah, Neko certainly doesn't glorify bad habits. No. I'm smoking gross, so I kind of don't want to watch this anime. Yeah, I had a phase like a while back, and I don't look back fondly on it. It is every time I smell it, it's like, oh, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. Yeah, it's a comedy, but it's a dark one, yeah. They connect because of it. I like how she wants to quit because her sister's more, but due to her addiction. Well, based on the first episode, there was a two-parter. One, she wanted to clean up her act because she wanted her sister to come over because she needed money for cigarettes. The later part, yes, she technically has like a moment of like mortality where she feels like she's going to get cancer, and so she wants to quit. But then the moment that she feels relieved upon hearing her sister's voice, once she's relaxed, she goes back to smoking. It is not a good. Again, it's not positive at all. Don't make me mash. I see people who are smoking, like have a turd in their mouth, who smoke like they like. I see people who smoke like having a turd in their mouth. I mean, there is one scene in the first episode. Yeah, it's that commercial. The smoke. What was it? The subliminal messaging that's not so subliminal. Like they're watching the film and every now and then it goes smoke. I've seen segments of it. I've watched segments of it. I was clipping some of it to put on social media. As much as people find the show disgusting, I get a lot of engagement from this damn show. Yeah, Marlboro Makima hits hard. Everybody's like totally into that show because she's hot, right? Whereas the cat girl, she's not that cute and hot. I mean, some find it very hot because cat girl. Jimoto Psycho is much darker. If people get upset by the raw Yani Neko is, then those same people are going to lose it over... Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one that Mappa is doing? Yeah. Watching my new Mishiko novel series, saw that you're live. Just want to say hi. Well, hi, Makoto. Thank you so much for supporting Mishiko Monday. Even though we're coming... I don't know. I've been told that we have like another like 4 months worth of content. We'll see. I'm not sure how much of those side stories I'm going to cover, but I appreciate the support. I'm old enough to remember smoking and non-smoking sections of the restaurant. Damn. Check out now how many figures she already has. Just a few weeks. It's nuts. Yaniko has? Or you talk about the Makima girl? Yeah, okay, Makima girl. I haven't seen any Makima. We call it Makima. I've not seen any of the smoking behind the supermarket ladies figures. I have not seen any for her yet. But that's a sign. That is definitely a sign. I do know that when I went and do my Japan rankings video, that show had quite a bit of viewership already before the season even began. So it's doing really well over there in Japan, at least on Abima. So I don't doubt it. Also, episode 3 of Mishiko comes out tomorrow, right? No. It should come out on Sunday. Right? Am I cray-cray? What happened to my other screen? Here, I'll do this. Yeah, I would expect it should be the 12th. Well, it's the 13th in Japan, but it should be the 12th for the Western viewers. For of this over here west of Asia. West of Asia. God damn, why don't I just scroll right past it? It should be at the top. Two days and 19 hours. Yeah, so that's Sunday. Y'all throwing me off right now. Y'all throwing me off right now. The reason why it was Saturday this last week was because it was an early broadcast of the first 2 episodes. Well, if I remember what work at the restaurants when we had smoking sections. I remember that vaguely. I remember smoking sections vaguely, yes. In my country, the smoking and non-smoking sections don't exist. It all depends on if the inspectors are working or not. Depends on where you go. Which side of town you go to. Why is this 2 per episodes postponed by a day? Why was the 2-episode premiere postponed by a day? It wasn't postponed. It was just an early broadcast. I'm watching Smoking Behind the Supermarket. It's breath of fresh air. Rom-com in the high school set. Nice choice of words there, Rodhawk. Nice choice of words there. Yeah, I just googled it. Sunday release. I can't wait. My favorite isekai outside of slime. Nice. Have you checked out Sentence Bookworm? I really like A Sentence of Bookworm, but it's extremely different than those two. Like I always tell people, I like Mashiko. My 3 pillars is Mashiko Tensei, A Sentence of Bookworm, and ReZero. I do like Tensura on the side as well, but like they do entirely different things. Like all 3 of them do entirely different things. That's why I like that. They do like different than what most other shows do. Like Mashiko Tensei is like extremely flawed characters that are kind of nasty, that have some sort of thing that pushes them to be a better person. Still selfish, but be a better person in the eyes of most other people. ReZero, I like the fantasy setting, the world building so far on that one. And with Sentence of Bookworm, it's more characters and Mine's story about essentially separation and growth. Like, Mine goes through massive amounts of separation over and over again. It's relentless. Any news on English dub from Mashiko Tensei? I haven't seen anything now. I don't keep up on it, though, so I'm not the best person to ask about it. The only visual novel I have patience for is Girls Frontline 2. I guess technically it's a visual novel. Most of the gacha games are. They give me light novel or manga at my own pace. Do not make me smash a space bar to read. You could set auto. You could set the auto. You could do that, just like anime. You just hit the auto and it just auto plays for you. Good afternoon, my lovelies. How are your days? Doing good, Coin Bash. Hope you're doing well. Sentence of Bookworm novels are also so great. Yeah, I really am looking forward to getting into them. The Netflix anime with Lolly doing drugs. When does that come out? Wasn't that fall? I think that's fall, right? The side of town doesn't matter unless the restaurant is fully indoors. You're likely to near something smoking. Oh, Tanya. No, that's not drugs, though. No, Tanya. I like Tanya, but I don't like crave it. Like, and there's also a problem. It's been like what 7 years at this point, and we finally got the first episode of the second season. I enjoyed my rewatch of it, but it's not like huge for me. Tanya is kind of like Overlord. Like, I liked it, both of them, but I don't crave more. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get in the source material or anything like that. I read the light novel, but I haven't watched the anime. Just never down to watching it. Mushoku Tensei, 1 day, 16 hours, 26 minutes. No, it says it right there. Where are you getting your dates from? Restaurant owners very creative on how they make the seatings technically outdoors. It's a good way to get around it. Hope the dub is coming out soon. I love Edis's. The English VA, I don't think I was like a big fan of the English VA. I did think the Spanish one was like super good. If I remember correctly, it was the Spanish one. Drop by, just say hi. I gotta go sleep. For real. Peace. Take care, Heavenly. Thanks for dropping in. I think the English dub is usually 2 or 3 weeks behind. Yeah, if they are doing one, then yeah, it's usually a week or 2. 2 weeks release. 90% of the anime dubs, you're gonna be far behind. Ugh. I can't wait. Which of the Holy Night anime releases the best Type Moon visual novel by far? I am looking forward to that, mainly because they got a girl in there that looks like Rin Tasaka. I know it probably sacrilege for me to say is, but the only thing I'm like, oh cool, it looks really great. I've heard nothing but good things about it. If we are counting gacha games, aren't most Japanese JRPGs visual novels to some extent? Yeah, I mean, unless you're having to, I guess, yeah, I guess. I'm about to say no, but you have gameplay. But yeah, technically gacha games have a lot of gameplay too. But typically at least with the gacha games, a lot of them you can kind of just play through the visual novels on the side outside of the game itself, and the game itself unlocks more. For me, it's Re:Zero, Mushoku Tensei, Konosuba. Konosuba is 100% like one of my favorites of all time. So yeah, I gotta add that one as well. It's just not in my 3 pillars. Konosuba is literally like one of the best comedies of all time. Like that alongside Nishisho. Nishisho and Konosuba are like fighting. I'm so used to premieres, I had to double take when you responded to me. Yes, this is not pre-recorded unless I'm really good at knowing exactly when people are going to talk. I used AI to predict when people are going to talk. I have to check out the Spanish dubs. Yeah, I was watching a comparison video of the whole Edis Nya part. Teach me magic Nya. And if I remember correctly, the Spanish one was like, oh, this actually sounds really good. Like, she did a really good job of this. I haven't watched like a whole bunch of it though. It was just Edis. No Gintama? Not yet, no. Subs better than dubs. Win again, yeah. Re:Zero, Mushoku Tensei, Lord of Mysteries, Ascendance of Bookworm, Slime, Konosuba, Overlord, in that order. So, yeah, if I included Lord of Mysteries, it would be up there. I don't know. I would probably put it above Ascendance of Bookworm because goddamn, the story, like the world building of Lord of Mysteries is like so juicy. Like, my gosh, like fat burger, like you can't get your jaws around it type of juicy. But it's like not in my classification. It's like almost like saying, you know, because I like Game of Thrones so much, I'm gonna put it up against these ones. When it comes like Japanese writing, it's not, because it's Chinese. So I put it in the Danhua, you know, Chinese novel. Is there a name for Chinese novel? I never thought about that. I'll have to find the Chinese novel name. Who's a character in your YouTube profile pic? It's just an actual an original character that I had created. commission somebody to do. You're not pre-recording your stream to kill your girlfriend. Oh gosh. It took me a second to realize what you're talking about. That took me a split second to realize what you're talking about. Like, wait, what? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. No. Definitely not. I definitely did not time somebody to ask that exact question at exactly, you know, this time, 14 minutes after the hour. Chinese novel. Yeah, there you go. Just call it Chinese novel. Oh my gosh. Xiaoshou? I'm guessing that's how you say it? Xiaoshou? Did I say it right? Or do you even know how it's pronounced? Am I asking the wrong person? It should be Xiaoshou. I have somebody I can ask. I legit know somebody from Hong Kong that can probably tell me exactly how to pronounce it. So I could probably just ask them. Are we ever getting another season of Log Horizon? It's been years. Still waiting. Dude, you're still holding... You're like the No Game No Life fans, huh? Log Horizon. That's like, what, 2016? I'm going to guess 2016. Was it Season 2? Season 3, which was the round table. So that was the last one. Are you kidding me? 2021 was the last one that came out? I thought it was further back. Of course, I didn't watch this one at all. Man, the stream's getting dark quick. Yeah, I'm curious how many people know that story. I only knew because somebody told me about it at some point here recently that somebody was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of screwed up. Log Horizon was great. I stopped watching when they were doing the whole, like... It was in Season 2. It was like doing something with like this dungeon where they were trying to exploit it or something like that. I got bored. I meant to get back to it eventually. If we were talking about stuff, I hope it gets fully adapted as Full Metal Panic. How much left is Full Metal Panic? I'm kind of curious now because that last season was really good. Forget how Log Horizon. I want Cautious Hero Season 2. I would like another Cautious Hero. After this many years, you're better off making AI episodes yourself. No, I think 2021 is not that bad. I can still see there being another season. I mean, we got Tanya the Evil. Literally, has been 7 years since its last season, or movie, 9 since its last season. I think it can get another one. Still waiting? Yeah, Seraph of the End and Noragami. Noragami 100%. I think if you ask me across the entire board what a sequel, specifically sequel, not remake or anything else, sequel, I would say Noragami. It needs it. The first season still looked good. Another season, please. Will Platoon ever come back? Waiting on your video on Sparks tomorrow. I'm probably gonna do Sparks tomorrow this Sunday because I think that's the next episode. And Tomb Raider King also Victoria and Many Faces and Spy X Family after story with Licorice the Coil. That's a lot of information. What? What'd you say? Sparks tomorrow and Tomb Raider King. Tomb Raider King came out already? Did legit Tomb Raider King come out already? Was that this season? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I forgot. Full Metal Panic needs one more season of content. Really? That close? I want A6 Season 2. I want it, but I'm not like super diehard super fan. I loved what I watched though. You know, Rent a Girlfriend got another season greenlit. We don't talk about one. Rent a Girlfriend. I need to block Rent a Girlfriend from being in the chat. Rag and Rent a Girlfriend is blocked from the chat going forward. There's the obligatory No Game No Life sequel comment. Let it go. Just let it go. Noragami bored me. Aww. It's not for everybody. Not everything. I don't blame people for not liking things I really like. It hurts. It hurts me, but I don't blame people for not liking what I like. Work at Seraph at the End. Where can you watch Seraph at the End? Wasn't that High Dive? Wasn't that High Dive? Noragami is great. I got the whole manga series. I need to reread it so I can finish it. I know I say that like literally every other week. Was it Hulu? I seen it specifically. Remember it being on Funimation, so maybe they licensed it out to Hulu at some point. Claymore sequel or remake? I would actually want a remake. I don't want a sequel of that one because the anime itself at some point went anime original, so it needs to actually be fixed and then continue on from there. A wee bit behind on stream, but I heard Mal's API is hot garbage. I don't know if its API is garbage, but yeah, I just know that they cut off the ability to like use apps and stuff like that. Thing is, last season of Fullmetal Panic was will piss off a lot of fans. They were really pissed until the last 2 chapters. I can only imagine where it goes from there. Tomatoes King is people waiting for solo leveling. It's good, but a team version of something better. See, that's a weird thing. Is like I've seen comparisons to solo leveling. I'm like, can you compare it to something that's not solo leveling so I can get a gauge on if it's good or not? Like solo leveling entertaining for me, but it's not like the epitome of writing. So when you compare it to solo leveling, that tells me it's garbage. Like, can you compare it to something with good writing? That way I can get a sense if I should watch it or not. Because saying it's solo leveling does I hope the animation's good, because otherwise I don't want to watch it. Claymore manga is so good. It is. I literally within like 1 weekend just burned through it. I think it's everything sooner or later. Yeah. Well, again, because like Hulu and Disney... Well, Hulu, of course, is Disney. But, like, I know that Funimation, especially, had a lot of tie-ins with them. Or maybe it was Crunchyroll. No game needs a sequel along with Excel World. Excel World would be interesting to get more of. Hulu only has it now because of the merger with Crunchyroll. Tomatoes King came out with both K-Dub and J-Dub. LP has both K and J versions too. I want Rosario. Yeah, we there's the obligatory Rosario Vampire remake, because apparently that didn't go well. Multi-market leveling. I think that's probably why people compare it so much. Obviously, because it's like Origins, but like it's Country of Origins. But like it's just an easy way to get people to pay attention to it by saying it compared to Soul Leveling, because yeah, as much as I don't like the writing, a lot of people love Soul Leveling. It's literally like viewership wise across the countries is like leaps and bounds above anything else anime related. So what do you think of Soul Leveling's next season being a film? I kind of expect that going forward, because season 2's was a film too. Because of how much production they're putting into Soul Leveling, they are trying to double dip. And it's successful, but they're double dipping. Soul Leveling going forward probably is going to be movie leading into the next episode or next arc, and then having that split up into episodes for a season. So this basically, this movie is part of season 3. People getting really pissed at Chidori, though it's technically not her fault. Chidori? Who's Chidori? Honestly, it's more of Demon Slayer levels of telling than Soul Leveling. I mean, that's better, because I like a lot of the storytelling of Demon Slayer more. I was told that it's a lot to do with the artifacts themselves. The stories of the artifacts themselves is where I think I've got the impression that a lot of the caliber of the writer is their knowledge of those artifacts. Hey, Cello. Soul Leveling is crazy animation power fantasy with bare minimum story. Right. That's my opinion. Zelda would give you pain in the ass to animate because the story is really slow. Same with Sword and Line. Unitol Ring? Soul Leveling is like watching A-Team back in the day. Great action. A-Team. That's a blast for the past. A-Team. My grandma watched that stuff. Soul Leveling just
does nothing for me. To each their own. Yeah, it's just fun. The movie also works well with the well animation and strong. Yeah. Oh, Full Metal Panic. Okay, yeah. The names of the characters have long left my brain. Sorry. Also, leveling the fandom is trash. It has character progression with Mother, but the fan disliked that episode when it was the best of the full series so far. Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with that one. I think just like there is this desire for things to just explode and see cool animation, and so when it comes to like a story development point, it's like yawn. Plus, you have to also take in consideration, isn't Crunchyroll was it a star system? Pause before this thing turns on some audio here. Yeah, you also have to take into consideration, and this is sort of a unfortunate thing for Crunchyroll. It's an up and down system, so like there is a bias there as well. That if somebody is coming to it and wanting a cool episode of action, and they get an entire episode of just kind of sitting around and dialogue, they're going to hit the dislike button. Like, the weight scale is either yes or no. They're not going to say they like the episode because, yeah, it's technically boring. It's a lot of yapping. Versus hitting, it's sort of a product of having a like-dislike system in the end. Yeah, no comment system to address why you don't like it. Yeah, Mr. T was deep. Right, surprised how many new shows have the potential. I lost my chat. Has great potential from the start. I haven't felt this excited for a season in a good while. Nice, yes, nice. Yeah, it's like a generic fandom. They just want boom boom for the week. They want to sit down and have the boom booms for the week. That's the shonen crew. Which again, I don't blame people. Some people just want to sit down, watch a show, turn off their brain, relax. They don't want to deal with people talking about, feelings. Fairly underrated title that needs to season 2 is Black Summoner. Black Summoner was alright. Certain YouTubers infiltrated me by calling soul leveling better than the big 3. Like I have fallen out of love of shonens like drastically, but I cannot agree with that. The soul leveling, I mean, soul leveling could. I've been hinted at there's going to be some good story stuff for soul leveling coming up, and I can already kind of assume what the direction it's going to go. Probably in the idea of him losing humanity or him not being human at all. But like, no, like a lot of the big shonens are like very, very driven by characters and the world and the clans and all this other kind of stuff. Like, and Bleach has, different regions like the Soul Society and stuff like that. You have Naruto has each one of the different tribes. Like, there's so much in the characters and what every character does. Soul leveling characters? Like, tell me one character in soul leveling that takes more than one sentence to describe. Tell me one character in soul leveling that takes more than one sentence to describe. Mushoku Tensei Season 3 is getting review bombed so hard. I haven't seen that. I've seen somebody used a script in order to find who's review bombing it, and it was like, what was it, like, not even 80 posts? That doesn't seem like a review bomb. Or at least that pool of numbers isn't very big. That tells me like a group of like a Discord community said, hey guys, here's the link, go over there and hit bad. And technically those will be drowned out over the course of the season, because unless they come back and update it later on with their episode count, it won't have much weighted value. It's like Neko here. If you look at Neko and you look at the stats here, the reason why Neko is a 7, let me start off by saying this. The reason why Neko right now is a 7, which seems low, is because this is the medium. 7 is the medium on Miami list. For those that don't know what the medium is sort of a starting point for a score on a particular show. That has to, it's the middle point. It is the equalizing point. This is the okay neutral. And then when a show is starting to be reviewed on this platform, it has to pull out of that medium. So that requires a certain amount of weight to be pushed in one direction or the other. So you either have to have a lot of negative reviews and it'll start pulling it down from 7, or you have a lot of positive reviews and it'll start pulling up from 7. So you can't have a bunch of people just log in, give it a 10, and it's going to be suddenly a 10 out of 10. You can't have... This is a perfect example of why it's a necessity, is because you can have a show that nobody watches but you, and you can give it a 10 out of 10, and suddenly it's the top anime of Mal. No, because that medium, it requires a large group of people to say that it's a 10 to pull it out of that 7. So, right here, it's at 7 because a lot of people are voting it to be a 7. That's why it's at 7 still. The weight is at 7, and it's still being reviewed at 7. So 7's not really necessarily bad. It actually has a majority positive reviews. Every single vote on Neko is 7, 8, 9, or 10. That's a really good scoring. It's just not much weight value is pushing it above 7. Where are we going with this? What was the reason I was bringing this up? There was a reason why I was bringing this up. I got sidetracked. Who was the chatter that told me something about earlier? Sorry, this happens every now and then. Oh, the Mushoku Tensei review buying. So yeah, I don't really concern myself too much with Mushoku Tensei specifically because, and it's the same with Neko here. A lot of these votes right here are going to be drowned out later on because a majority of these votes right here are people that watched one episode. So a person watches an episode and they vote, and there's their vote. So there's a value given to it right now because the show's just starting and there's not much data for it to have. But I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure I heard at some point that Mal utilizes a weighted system based on episode count. So as the show ends, people will vote for it at that point, and they will be given more weight than a person that only watched one episode and voted. So essentially, this person right here that voted for a 7, one of these guys right here, that only watched one episode, they dropped it, they gave it a 7. Jump forward to when the show ends. If somebody there votes an 8 and they watch the entire series, their vote will have a higher weighted value than this person because they watched the entire thing. So don't worry too much about the Mushoku Tensei as well. It will go up eventually. Because the people that are going to stick around with Mushoku Tensei are probably going to review it higher. And those 80 or so people that voted, review bombed it, are just going to be pretty much non-existent. Or I just gave them information so that later on they can come back here and this person like sees this and they go over to their little Discord and go, hey guys, I just found out that our 80 votes are not going to count for much later on, so we got to come back later on and score it. Yeah, I think that because anime has gotten so much more popular, people are more worried about scores and stuff like that. It's engagement. And so, like, I cannot tell you how much I cannot stand regularly seeing in my feed, oh my gosh, this show premiered on IMDb with a 10 out of 10. I don't care. Like, why do people care that IMDb has an anime on it? It's like, can we stop already? It's like, it feels like every time an episode comes out, people are like, let's go to IMDb and review it high so we can get it on IMDb. And now every single time it's on there, people have to talk about it. Like, a pool of like 50 people voted for a show on IMDb, and suddenly it's front page news. Like, y'all, it's 50 people on IMDb like voted for it. It's crazy. I think I talked a little bit about that a couple weeks ago. It's just like, so stop. Anyways, my ranting, I lost a lot of the chat. Have you checked out Dodge Donko? No. Dungeons and Crayons is soul leveling, and with a 4-year-old, it's better in every way because it's an anime. That actually sounds kind of interesting. I'm glad they announced the season 2. It'd be insane if it comes out with Fremen and Dungeon Meshi in fall. Dude, that season's gonna be crazy. Alpha Mocha is my wife. Waifu, the true Mocha, not the pink-haired one. All I will say is most soul leveling stuff is just surface level story to have a plot going on. And nothing wrong. Author did great with the idea. It was fun. Yeah. It's like, I think soul leveling is legit one of those like prime examples of it's not that deep. Soul leveling is prime example of just come in here, have fun. It's not that deep. I want there to be something deep in there, and I do kind of enjoy when it does intrigue me, like the whole like glitch in the Matrix thing where suddenly they just reset. It's like, that's cool. I like that. That's kind of interesting. But there's an admittance that there's a starvation of content that at some point when something like that happens, you're like, holy crap, something to talk about. Something to talk about. Holy crap, I'm going to talk about this. I don't enjoy anime anymore. It feels the same. 12 episodes are too few to get invested in anime. To that, I would probably say keep an eye out, because there's a lot of properties that are not trying to adhere to that. There's a lot of properties lately, especially like Netflix. Example, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is doing a good job of saying, we're going to have 10 episodes. That's what we need. We need 10 episodes to work on it. The new One Piece adaptation. They're like, this is how many episodes we need. Lord of Mysteries, which again is technically Donghua. Lord of Mysteries, we need this many episodes. We're going to make the episode links whatever we need to get the content done for that episode. And there you go. I think there's a nice new appearance of properties that are not adhering to Japanese broadcast. The 12 episode mark is Japanese broadcast. So when it can get away from that and get into, say, you know, ONAs, net releases, they can get away from that, which is really nice. Sadly, though, there's a lot of companies that are they're doing net broadcasts, but they're still adhering to those schedules because of the potential of going to TV broadcast at some point. Sword Art Online Excel World story is converging, but it takes the author years to have the plot developments. Though I can't blame the author. Excel World sort of spoiled the main villain of Unit Ring. They spoiled it. Sisanub? I guess that's how you pronounce it, Sisanub. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And Ortoros, thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate it. Legit don't want for Mushoku Tensei to get the top 3 of Mal, because with ReZero it brought the worst kind of audience. Its community became insufferable, and after season 4. Have good stream. Thank you so much for the support, man. I appreciate that. I pretty much agree with you 100%. And that's mainly because, like I said this literally, how long ago at this point? It was like a little bit after I started doing YouTube. A little bit after I started doing YouTube, I made a video where I was talking about how I don't want anime to become more popular. And that's mainly because, yes, as things get more popular, you get twofold. You get the increased amount of people that want to engage farm it, and thus they will create crap around it that doesn't exist. I mean, that's what Gachiakta author is dealing with right now. The more people that are involved with it, the more people that are trying to create something out of nothing, and they're engagement farming. And it creates like a very toxic environment. And yeah, you have people that are putting their eyeballs on it that don't understand They don't have a basic understanding of, like, literacy. They don't understand nuance. They don't understand true development. They don't understand struggles, trauma, difficulties. They just want boom booms. And anything else in there is, oh, you're trying to bait this, or oh, you're trying to feed this inappropriate group of people. No, it's just that this author wants to get into something that's kind of a little bit gross for the sake of looking into the nuance of it, why it exists, and what can we do to curb it? What can we do to stop it? That's like I always say about, like, slavery in storytelling. I like the existence of slavery in storytelling because, yes, there's going to be some people that are going to use it in a fetish way, but for the most part, it reminds you how horrible it can be. You can't understand it and want it to get rid of it unless you understand what it is and hate it. Again, like I always say, slavery exists in the world today. Big shocker. I know some people, this, like, blinders are on, they don't realize it, and suddenly I just shattered the blinders. What? Slavery exists in the world today? Yes. There is human trafficking happening right now today. I mean, we have the whole files came out here recently, but, like, not just that aside, like, there is a lot of people being, smuggled over borders for human trafficking for the sake of sex work and stuff like that. It happens today, even in the United States. And then, of course, overseas, there's tons of cases of slavery still existing today. If you can't understand what it is, I know that a lot of people want to turn off acknowledgement of things like that and escape from it when they get into their mediums, which is perfectly fine. If you want to turn on a show and not have to worry about being shown that because you want to relax, understandable. But I think there should be existing in written format, in storytelling, the existence of what is presence literally is today, has always been in history, and will be in a lot of other worlds, slavery, so that people know what it is, acknowledge it, see it for what it is, and never forget how nasty it is for the sake of potentially stopping it in the future. So, that's my TED Talk. But thank you, Ordoro, for your super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. If you're still here after my big long TED Talk, but thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Anyways, yeah, that's my rant. Where was I at? Where was that in chat? Need more Demon Girl? Yes, she was amazing. She just wanted to have a party. Nice party. But then he just ditches her because he's the soul leveling main character. Andrew Left Field question: have you watched X-Men 97? Would you recommend it if you watched the OG, even if you don't remember anything? I mean, I remember that when I was a kid, I really liked it. I like a lot. Like, I was super into X-Men back then. Same thing that happened with SBR. A few fans of Farron review bombed it, and they just went to war with each other. I mean, Farron's a good example of how they do have technically countermeasures to review bombing. They have countermeasures to it. They don't give much of a weighted value to them. It's going to show like a little bit of a skewing there initially, but it's over time it's going to go away. Yeah, because of it, 100% Cello. So you read the light novel. Does my boy Rajerd come back permanently? I'm not going to say that on here. I'm not going to spoil things on a live stream. Vote twice, got it right. You didn't lose me. I'm lurking, assembling a model. I do miss 24 episode era. I mean, a lot of stuff still get that. Like, literally, like, what, 4 or 5 shows a season get 24 episodes? Classroom of the Black Cat and the Witch has 2 consecutive cores. I was actually surprised by seeing that. Streaming even when Japan, I think, even Japan, I think will allow shorter shows, TV broadcasts, want to be 12 episodes. Yeah. What's up, Brian? Hope you're doing well. To be fair, One Piece and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fandoms was always here review bombing since ages. Yeah, I remember when Fairwind first hit there, and I was seeing like posts saying that these groups were going, "Oh, I'm gonna review bomb them and get them off of there," and it's still there. Fairwind's still there. Fairwind's still holding strong. And again, a lot of that has to do with like it's holding the line. There's too much. Like there's legit too many posts. It cannot be. Like, where are we at now? I had a prediction that ReZero was going to eventually drop. I do not think that ReZero is going to stay here. Where are we at right now? Yeah. This isn't staying. This right here, this lead with this mini is not going anywhere. It's almost got... Frieren almost has half of what Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood had. This isn't going anywhere. 1.5, this is not going anywhere. What is ReZero at? Yeah, see, ReZero only has 280,000. I'm assuming by a couple... And again, this isn't done yet. So the reviews, when this hits 19 episodes, the reviews will bring this down. Because I'm assuming that most of these people, when they get to it in episode 19, they're going to put potentially 9. And that's all it's going to take. Somebody putting a 9 instead of a 10. I highly doubt all these people are going to put 10 out of 10. There might be some people that are going to put a 9, and that'll be enough to kind of start chipping it down. And I think it will... My prediction is that it will eventually, within... Because not everybody's going to watch it and finish it immediately or review it immediately. Within 3 months of ReZero's 4th season ending, that will drop below Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. But again, I don't see Frieren ever coming down from here. I think Frieren's staying. I think anime will go back to being weird and cupping on ears. I have a hope there too. I think there's going to be a sort of falling out of love of anime, and people will start forgetting about it. And I think it might just come into a different medium popping up too. I know that like there's a lot of like India and whatnot. There's a lot of like emerging markets of stuff like that, and potentially when they start building up, maybe that will get a lot of focus. But I think an anime eventually will start dying away. I mean, Sony's probably going to try to not have that happen, and that's the problem. I hate the fact that Sony, because it's beneficial to them, is not going to want anime to not be popular. That's the only thing countering it. With how mainstream social media has made anime, I wouldn't be surprised if many of the fans don't watch the shows, rather engage with snippets they get through social media. 100%. 100% happening. 100% happening. If someone please ask him to explain the whole series of ReZero and Mushoku Tensei from the start to the finish of the series. Troll. Please spoil the entire thing. People are so naive, yeah. The novel's not the anime. Okay, yeah. Spoilers. There's still child marriages in EU, yeah. Adult stories, I said yeah, just to agree with it, I don't know. Adult stories for adults in anime, right. Crazy. Agreed. So the world isn't sunshine and rainbows, right? There's slavery, what? That's what we call super chat value. That's why 100 Girlfriends killed the whole best girl and who wins ranks. Yeah. No anime spoils. I missed 25 to 50 episodes. Yeah, even Gundam. Like, it's a struggle to get a full Gundam series like that anymore. Like, I think the last one we had was, Iron Blood Orphans, which is, like, 2 seasons ago of them? Or 2 series ago. Nothing Too Bad really hit me at, will hit me next week, because next week is next Wednesday is my birthday. Oh, that's right, that's right. 52. Going strong, dude. Going strong. Well, here's the 50 more, dude. 50 more, dude. Happy birthday. Yeah, I know it's going to be a struggle, but still. Happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday. $11 out of 10. A lot of shows seem to get 24 episodes with a break in between. Yeah, little split cores. So technically 2 short seasons. Yeah, I think just doing a straight run, though, is a little bit difficult because it requires a lot of, like, budget and pre-development before the, like, there's only a few shows where they could do that because there's gonna be so much money coming in. So it's like a balance between like how much animation is being put into it. Like Solo Leveling, you can't do that because Solo Leveling, they're putting a lot of budget and a lot of frames into it. Which Had to Tell You is the same case. They can't just do it immediately because there's a lot of budget and a lot of time being put into it. But a lot of shows will be having a split core because one, they want to broadcast to get that money recuperating. There's not availability to get 2 time slots in a row consecutively in a lot of cases with TV broadcasts. And I mean, there's a lot of a lot of moving parts that kind of prevent it. So I'd expect it more because it's a good thing. More shows are getting multiple cores, but don't expect them to be consecutive every time because of there being so many things at play. Look at the video game crash. Think that happened in anime too. I mean, we're dealing with similar budgets, right? We're dealing with similar budgets. Budgets are very similar. I think it will be a crash, but I think it's going to be created by Crunchyroll. I legit think that Crunchyroll is going to cause not a crash, but like a deflation. Like it's just going to be deflated a little bit. They're going to realize, oh damn, Crunchyroll's not buying all these shows anymore. That's that added revenue that we're getting that was sort of, supplementing us to do more productions. Okay, we need to dial it back. And a lot of these studios are going to shut down like crazy too. But I got a super chat. Forget Me Not. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to read. The 4 threw me off, obviously. Thank you so much for the super. Are you surprised by the release schedule for AD? Which AD? I'm gonna feel stupid when I realize what AD is. Which AD? But yes, I'm very shocked by it. I'm very shocked by its release schedule. Why can't we just remove the spam BS reasons people vote 1 out of 10? Like I said, they want to give people the ability to vote early, but if you remove 10, then they're gonna. If you remove 1 out of 10, people are gonna choose 2 out of 10. If you remove 2 out of 10, they're gonna do 3 out of 10. So the obvious reason is because there's not enough reason for it. It doesn't cause much of a problem. Oh, but the did I miss something? Did they announce something special with the release schedule? You gotta watch Jadagar. It's got Genghis Khan destroys Empire, and his Empire takes the MC captive. That's all I'm saying. 2 episodes, but that's a more interesting premise. I'll definitely check it out. Sony owns a massive chunk of Western anime market while controlling only 18% of Japanese market. Technically, they need to be broken up on both sides. Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't see them doing that. Japan loves them. Japan. This is the thing that I think a lot of people don't see. Japan loves Sony. Sony is bringing them in a lot of money. The Japan market loves them. The producers love Sony. They love Aniplex. They love their production studios. Japan's government loves Sony because they're bringing in a lot of taxes. Nothing that could break them up wants them broke up. That's the big problem. And over the West, yeah, Sony's got a lot of friends, and I would assume in the government, so they're not going to do anything. Nobody wants Sony broken up. I don't necessarily think they should be. I think that Japan just needs to create alternatives. I don't want Sony broken up. I want Japan to step up and create alternatives. Because if they rely too much on them, they're going to ruin it. Gundam Jikiwaksu is the last Gundam... No, yeah, I was talking about specifically 50 episodes. That's what I was talking about, Martin. They killed Funimation, gave the assets to Crunchyroll, so I don't know if they're trying to kill anime. No, Funimation was not killed. Funimation actually took ownership of Crunchyroll. So essentially, Sony bought Crunchyroll, and then they had the Funimation executives take over Crunchyroll. And this is based on, I think it was Variety or something like that. Some publication had some people within the company that were claiming that that's... And we see it with the actual leadership that's at face value. They are Funimation people. So it's not completely, absurd, hush-hush hearsay type of stuff. There is legit executives that are running the company that are Funimation. The Funimation, I think, teams got lost, except for, I think, their dubbing group. But, yeah, Crunchyroll's run by Funimation people. So, they didn't kill Funimation. Funimation is Crunchyroll. I'll try and make a series of you explaining the light novels. Wish I could say in ReZero, not skipped any content, please. Make a series of you explain the novel series. Like, what do you mean? Like, just an overall like summary of it? I'm not understanding. I don't remember how many episodes it got. Oh, I think like 13. An airtime given TV dependent on lots of shows are. Play Weird Al's Happy song. That's the last Gundam needed more episodes of it. Fell short. I kind of wonder if more episodes would actually help that one, because it really got super interesting at the later part of it. Really, I should say world building, and have struggled with finding another series with it as much as content. Overlord was great, but sadly incomplete. I mean, if you want to get outside of Japanese writers, check out Lord of Mysteries. Jedgar, I hope becomes Apothecary Diaries plus Rankin of Kings. And I lost my spot again, didn't I? Japanese game industries is still going through mostly Western crash. Yeah, it was mostly Western. Japan's doing really good right now. Oh my gosh, dude. Especially Capcom. Not high dive, taking a dive. Right. They deserve some recognition. Interesting premise. A little real life story here in there. Wholesome revenge story. Anime crash already happened in 2008. A bunch of studios went under. Yeah, it's had its oofs points. I mean, which again it means that the thing is that because it happens one doesn't mean it can't happen again. It can happen again. 32 states in the U.S. child marriage too. There is no age limits. Roman Christian nationalists, satanic classified. See them in early 2000s. There should be a system to filter out obvious downvotes, like 60,000 votes, 10 but newly created accounts could vote 1 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, they've stated before there is systems that they've implemented. Again, it kind of happened, especially with, was it Interspecies Reviewers? Something came out that got like a massive review bomb campaign happening. And so they implemented systems, and I would assume that, yes, a lot of it has to do with probably the length of the account's lifespan. How consistently they drop a core every year for Apothecary Diaries, and now a movie as well. I'm concerned about the movie, because it's going to be... I'm going to watch it, and I'm probably going to love it, but I don't want to have expectations for Apothecary Diaries movie because it's original. Typically, those things end up not having much value to the overall story because they can't. They legit can't have it affect the mainline story because the mainline story is going to be coming back, and they can't act like something like there affected it in any way, shape, or form. Almost like those reset. The movie that has the reset at the end where everybody forgets that something happened. What's up, Flood? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, we knew about why that surprised me. Why that question surprised me is because we already knew when they were coming out. Like we've known that Apothecary Diaries is going to have a movie and a TV series since what? January? I think January they announced that. That's why it confused me. Japan was also opposite side of the piracy debate. Aniplex is good, yeah. Sony money. I want more reasons of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I love the series. I want more seasons of it. Yeah, the movie just popped up on Crunchyroll, right? I need to watch that so bad. I need to watch it so bad. I was mad that I couldn't watch it in theaters, and now it's there, and I've not watched it yet. Anime studios love Crunchyroll because they make money on the airing of the anime, something they used to lose money on. Yeah, I mean, like before, it's like when they go to produce an anime, they produce the anime, and there's all this money invested in the anime, and then it goes to, you know, the licensors, and they pick it up for broadcast on television, and they're finally seeing money coming back. and they get revenue potentially based on viewership and whatnot. With what Crunchyroll introduced into the anime industry was this idea that before it's even going to air, Crunchyroll's handing them a big wad of cash per episode. And they're like, suddenly, holy crap, we're no longer, worried about investors, and we're worried about our money sitting there tied up. We don't have to worry about, like, different aspects like interest charges and stuff like that. We're getting money right now. They love it. They love it. And again, every single week, these companies are making boatloads of money from them. Just licensing alone. Have you checked out The Witch of Mongolia? Not yet, no. Looks gorgeous, what I've seen of it so far. Looks very gorgeous. Crunchyroll merged with Funimation, yeah. Now, the Right Stuff, yes, I, to this day, absolutely hate Right Stuff situation. That I loved Right Stuff as a company. I had a couple contacts there. Kleckner was a great dude. Like, across the board, like, what they were doing was incredible. Right Stuff was like it's a very lost situation here, but it's a very, like, it was one of the last groups of people, a company, that truly, yes, they're still a business in the end, but, like, you could see in there, these people liked what they were doing. Like, it legit, outside of obvious business requirements to function, they look like they absolutely loved anime. I mean, that was signed through the whole, I've shown it off a couple times, that's a Sensei release. How they had somebody sit there and legit break down and publish a book to go on the side for free to go with Setsuba Sensei that had all the, like, what you would normally have, like, translator notes at the top in an old fan sub. That's a lot of information for them to go out of their way to do. They didn't have to do that. They didn't. They legit didn't have to do that. The Harpies are big shots now on Crunchyroll. Are they? Are they? I know they were ADRs and stuff like that before, but I don't know if they're big shots there, right? What's their subtitle version alternatives of competition instead of exclusive rights setup Crunchyroll is going? I mean, that's a debate on, like, licensing and whatnot and how it functions. My consumer side wants to say, yes, I agree. I hate the idea of exclusivities. I hate the idea of, one company having something and having the control over how it's subtitled and how it's translated. And I would love more alternatives and them to do their own translations and us be able to choose the best one. Like, a lot of people do it right now with, like, Muse Asia and stuff like that. They choose to go there instead because it's got a better, translation of ReZero. I wish that there was alternatives, and my consumer side wants that, but at the same time, I do acknowledge that from a business standpoint, I as a company wouldn't care to have something unless I could have exclusive rights to it, right? Why would I pay for something when I know that somebody else is going to have it, and thus the viewership might be drawn in another direction? Crunchyroll doesn't want to have a show. Crunchyroll wouldn't want to have Sanda if Amazon had it too. Because then people might go to Amazon and I'm wasting money on something that people are going to watch on Amazon. So I see it from a business standpoint, but as a consumer, yes, I would love to have competition. I want everybody to have these shows. The majority runs by initial crisis. The majority of those states have online illegal ID collection legislation to protect the children. Yeah, right. It's about protecting their racket. Yeah, I 100% believe that there's. I think that some might care, or at least they're being put in a position where unless they go for it, they're seen as not wanting to care. But I think for a majority part, it's control more than anything. Because honestly, in the end, if you don't want your kids seeing something inappropriate online, don't let them online. Omniscient Reader's viewpoint is also very good. I heard a little bit about that, yeah. I'm kind of Resident Evil out as a casual. I'm kind of Resident Evil'd out as a casual fan. I'm gonna keep eating them up. I'm sorry. I get it, but I can't not have more. I will admit though, I get get later on in a Resident Evil, I get sick of the puzzles. I get like, okay, this is so Resident Evil right now. It's kind of annoying. I mean, I was live streaming the recent Resident Evil, and people could see that I was getting frustrated by it. But I do that with every game. I get sick of the rotation of games at some point. I did that with Pragmata. Pragmata at some point, I'm like, stop messing with the systems. It's fine how it is, and you keep trying to add stuff to it, and it's making it not fun anymore. MA Studios still need to pay for TV station to air their anime, so when you pirate the original Japanese broadcast, it's not theft because you would watch it for free in Japan. Wait, what? If you no, because the reason it's still technically classified as theft is one, that you're pulling something from a broadcast that you're not there. When they put it up on that broadcast, they're not, it's not with the expectation that you as a person overseas can view it. But it is technically theft because when it's on broadcast television, the understanding there in the broadcast itself is that you would view the ad breaks as well, and you're not viewing those ad breaks. And yes, a lot of networks, especially ones that have anime on it, are paid networks. So you have to pay to view them. It's not like if you're in Japan, you get to watch it for free. No. a lot of what these shows are on like BS11 and stuff like that are not like free per view. And again, a lot of it's broadcast for the sake of watching ads. So I can't follow your logic on that one. I thought it was Reborn Healer. It could have been that one. Yeah. Because I think it was like, wasn't like a YouTuber or something like that was pushing for people to do it. I was watching Mobius Dust released today. What even is that genre? It has 125 members on Mal. That was on my feed, and I was forgetting which one that was. Mobius Dust. Is that one that has like the really crappy CGI? No. I'm thinking of something else. It's got a 6.0 already. Yeah, this one's showing how that medium is working the opposite direction. That's a 6.0 already. Again, most of the viewership is hitting a 6. So it's pulling it down from that 7 down to 6. A majority of it is under 7. So kind of an opposite to Yanni Neko. It's pulling the other way. Is it your stream elements tied to the stream? Is your stream elements tied to the stream? Yeah. Gearless, no. Gearless, no. Stop, Gearless. Damn it. Gearless, how's it going? Great to hear you today. Sent you DLC pack on Steam. I think I seen something pop up. I didn't get a chance to look at it. Thank you so much. Going back to work, just want to support your work. Thank you for being you and providing a place outlet for the community. See, not only you're throwing the big ones at me, now you're getting me all like emotional with the statements. Gearless, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That means a whole lot, man. Like, you don't have no idea. Not even just the super, just the statement. I appreciate the support for me to be able to keep doing it. Because I can't do it without y'all. Unfortunately. But yeah, I thank you so much, man. That means a lot. Be safe, man. Have a good day at work and be safe out there. For those who don't know, Gearless has been supporting supporting me on YouTube, supporting Otaku Spirit on YouTube for like, 3 years now? Ever since Mashiko Monday. I think I met him through Mashiko Monday. He's been supporting the channel every single like year with a significant amount, and I don't deserve it. I think at this point I can say I don't deserve it, but thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I'll check out the DLC pack
Thank you so much. Hopefully I can get around to playing it. But again, thank you so much, man. Have a good day at work. Be safe. Be safe out there, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Punching me in the heart, in the face, everything. Love it. Love it. And I lost my spot. I lost my spot. It's good, though. It's good, though. Big thumbs up. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Where am I at? Where am I at? Oh, yeah, we were talking about Mobius. Inuyasha Move 2 and 3, really good, but don't affect the main plot at all. Oh, the movies? Yeah, there's sometimes where the movies are really good. They don't really have to have a plot value to it. I just don't like whenever there's a lack of growth in the characters because it has to have that reset point, but it can still work for sure. I just watched Kobayashi Dragon Maid movie the other day on Crunchyroll. It's kind of sad. I expected it was going to be sad based on the previews. I'm like, damn it, this is going to hurt me, isn't it? It's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt me. Fandom wars and review bombings are always dumb. Just enjoy the show you like. People are too insecure about anime other people like. Yeah. That's like I said, I half the time don't even care. Like whenever I see people say like, oh my gosh, it's being review bombed, I'm like, the site's going to have systems for it. If it doesn't have systems for it, don't use the site anymore. But, like, it's going to happen, unfortunately, because people don't like things they don't like being successful. And they don't like whenever things that they like are not successful. It's always going to be a thing, unfortunately. And it doesn't get money from being broadcast in Japan. It gets it from merch and Blu-ray sales. Yeah, technically, a lot of the broadcast networks are paying for the anime to be on their broadcast. And that's how they get the money back, is through a lot of the, well, technically yes, because if you look at these shows, let's see if I can get back here. This show is not popular enough to have any information on it. Let me look for something that's popular and significant. If you look at Mushoku Tensei right here, who's paying for it? TV broadcasts. Legit TV broadcast networks are paying for this anime. And so they want their value back when they go to broadcast it and they get it through ads. If you look at any of these shows, you will see in the production committee is always some broadcaster. Some major broadcaster is legit putting their money in there because they want it on their network. It's a lot to BS11. ATX right here is a really big one. Fuji TV, you'll see a lot of the cases. There's tons of them. Avix Pictures, I think, has a broadcast. I might be wrong there. Mainichi Broadcasting System. These are TV broadcasters. That's who's paying for these. I like for the ReZero and Mushoku Tensei series doing chapter by chapter reviews of the light novels. If you did a long-term series, I would enjoy that. Okay. I mean, I technically did that with Mushoku Monday. Is that what you're talking about with Mushoku Monday? Because that's what I'm planning on doing with, Sins of Bookworm and ReZero eventually, so. Spider-Man on the 29th, gonna have to be the only movie in years I'm going to see in cinema for. Nice. Legit, like, Chainsaw Man was the first movie I watched in theaters in years. And so long. Totally NNA, thanks so much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Funimation felt more like it was... Felt fun with their way of doing things. They even sometimes do some things parts too. I think Crunchyroll and Funimation did great things with... one second, Barthel. Did great things with anime in their own ways. It's just when they came together, I think that's when it broke. I think when Sony got their hands on it, and then these two companies are kind of competing to do good things for Big Daddy, that's when it falls apart. I experienced the same thing when my last company I was with, when they got bought out. The company I was with had great people that loved their job. Everybody worked together. We were all one big oiled machine. We had fun when we had a chance to have fun, and we worked hard when we had needed to work hard. We knew what we needed to do, and we functioned as a group, and it was a fun place to work at.
got bought out by a corporation, had the initial statements by corporation, nothing's going to change. That didn't stick. That's why every single time I hear these statements of these buyouts, and they say nothing's going to change, I tell people don't listen to it. I've worked for companies that do this. They say that initially, and then things change within a year. But the big problem was that everybody down here wanted to move up to here because they knew the next step to get up the corporate ladder was to go here. So everybody started trying to make Big Daddy happy. And what does that mean? You backstab each other. And I think that's sort of what probably happened with Funimation and Crunchyroll, is that buyout happens, they send the big dogs of Funimation over here to take over for them, even though they're doing a great job. They obviously are doing a good job because they bought them out. Why they buy them out? Because they're doing a damn good job. And then everybody's starting to try to impress Big Daddy Sony, and things are going to start falling apart. Everybody's trying to seek out their way to make, money rather than to, serve the fandom. And that looks good to Sony Papa, but doesn't look good to the consumers. If you try to make Sony Papa happy, it's going to make the consumers angry. And that's what's been happening. Here's my TED Talk. Barthel, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Finally managed to catch a stream. Just finished all my main series Mashiko main series Mashiko Mondays in like 2 weeks while working. Damn, you must be sick of my voice by now. I can change it a little bit if you like. Really enjoyed my time listening to you and wanted to leave a few bucks. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot to me. Again, it's you guys that make it happen. I will have to make down a note so I can make sure to shout you out on the Mashiko Monday. Along with Gearless. Yeah, you should write that down. So don't forget. Thank you so much. What else? You've probably gotten it a million times, but you ever cover ReZero light novel or web novel? I will, yes. One of these days. I want to do a sentence bookworm first. I know that some people probably would be better. Probably better for me to do ReZero first, but a sentence bookworm's done, and I actually really like the sentence bookworm. One of the things that other sites did good is the customization of their subs. Yeah, true. I need to watch the new Evil Dead. I have no faith in Resident Evil movie. No. No, that last one that I watched. The first one I watched, I think I watched part of the second one. No. You got sick of Leon's flip and Chris's punching boulders. Chris punching boulders was kind of funny. But yeah, Leon's flips is dumb. Leon's flips is just dumb. It is so like 90s cop comedy type of stuff. Just because you can do it. This viewer viewpoint is getting an anime, I think in 2027. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. In Japan, studios pay for TV stations to air it. The networks are paying for license. They aren't paying for licenses. Right, but I'm saying the TV networks in a lot of cases are paying for it because they're in the producers. And yeah, the producing studios will pay to have it there, but they're also acquiring a license? They're not? I'd have to look that up. I am not familiar with that. I mean, it would make sense, again, to get viewers on it, but they're also technically paying for it in the end. What's the deal with smoking behind the supermarket? A whole bunch of episodes were released. Now they're saying episode 1 is being released today after, because it was an early broadcast. Similar with Mashiko Tensei. Mashiko Tensei technically released early that last Saturday, but the normal schedule was Sunday. There's quite a few shows every season that will release a block early. So you're basically getting the rebroadcast. There was an early release promo, and then they're just going to finally start the normal broadcast for television and streaming. Yep, I thought so too. That's how I saw it about it. That's how I saw that bought out. Same with Harry Potter. I won't watch the series till I won't watch the series. I'll stick with the movies. That's right. They're doing a series, huh? No. You don't need it. Like my response when I seen they're getting a series is like, why? It's the movies just ended. It feels like, of course, it probably was like 10 years ago at this point, but it's like, does it need a remake now? Are we just running out of ideas at this point? Is this your full-time job? Yes. I made it my full-time job starting like 3 years ago. I was talking about the company that I worked for a minute ago. It was legit like the company that I loved to work with, and I got to the point where I was stressed out that I was feeling physically dying, and I quit the job and I moved, and I was going to get a job somewhere else, but then I decided at that point, hey, I got this thing that I'm doing as a hobby, which is Otaku Spirit, because at the time I was just doing podcasting. I'm like, I have this thing over here that I'm passionate about doing. I have a nest egg. Let me see if I can make this happen. So I had the nest egg, which is a very big chunk of money, and I'm like chipping away at that, trying to see if I can make the YouTube work full time. I don't recommend this to anybody, by the way. It's just because I had the nest egg that I can take the chance at this. Typically, most people would probably want to do YouTube on the side while they're doing an actual job, but I wanted to focus on it to see if I can help it grow faster. But yes, my full-time job. The Marvel live action Lord of the Rings series was awful. Heard the anime movie was mediocre. There's a Lord of the Rings anime movie? What? What? Because Sony Papa and all the other entertainment companies that have joint ownership in the West, their shareholders don't care about their consumers at all, or the art. You only care about money. Oh yeah, understandable, right? I think that even still, I think that is something to acknowledge, though, that I try to keep in mind, though, is that there's still going to be smart people working at these companies, that they will make stupid decisions that are anti-consumer at times because of the sake of trying to chase the money, but there's a hope that at least there's a semblance of knowledge that if you want to make money, you have to make consumers happy. So there's always like these moments where I think companies get a little bit too comfortable and they keep making stupid decisions, which PlayStation's doing right now. I think they get comfortable and they will make stupid decisions, but eventually they will realize in order to make more money, they need to make the consumers happy again, and that will make them pull back. PlayStation is a great example of this that a lot of people understand. PlayStation went from like PlayStation 2, they were at the top. They were the top dogs. Everybody had a PlayStation 2. It was a great DVD player and everything. When PlayStation 3 came out, they were too full on themselves, and they thought that they will get 2 jobs to get a PlayStation 3. And it was extremely expensive. And they lost a lot of consumer goodwill. And then PlayStation 4 comes out, they got it back. Suddenly, they're doing great again. Everybody loves PlayStation 4. And then PlayStation 5 comes out. And now we're seeing what we're doing right now. Where they're so high up on themselves, they think they can do anything. And now they're talking about taking away physical discs altogether in literally a year. And now they're becoming anti-consumer. And now it's going to cause them to kind of get pulled back. So there's an acknowledgement that some companies do understand if they want to make money, if they want those shareholders to get their worth, they have to make the consumers happy. And if they keep making consumers mad and they start losing money, then they're gonna suddenly the shareholders are gonna go, "What are you guys doing? You're making people mad." Bookworm is really great. Yeah, it is. Hope they slow down the pacing a bit. Yeah, it feels like they're jumping around and kind of just giving us cliff notes too much. Or during the day when anime will not have to be seasonal to match TV, as you have mentioned. I kind of like it and I don't like it at the same time, yeah. Do you want me to send you a Discord pot when Mushoku Tensei releases on Saturday? A pot? A Discord pot? What? What's a Discord pot? Are you gaining the momentum you need? I I'm almost there. Mushoku Tensei should release on Sunday. But no, I'm good. Thank you though. I'm getting into my. I'm happy. I'm happy. Like I don't want to be too big. I've told the live stream this several times. I don't want to be massive. I would be happy just to be in a position where like I do want some more growth, because I want to get to a point where I can do certain things that are more creative, that are a little bit more risky, just because you have a core group that will support it. Like I'm still at the behests of the algorithm. And so that's why a lot of my content is typically that is hitting good is stuff that people are looking for, not necessarily stuff that my channel is consuming. And I think if you want to do experimental things that are outside of the norms, you either have to have a group that is like either posting on Reddit or something like that, or have like a large group of people that are supporting it. So I'd like to have a little bit more just to be able to do what I want to do. And that could come through like, you know, Patreon and other means as well. It doesn't have to be through subs. But I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get comfortable. I need a little bit more to be like where I'm not at the edge of losing money, because that nest egg will eventually disappear. I like to have like enough bracket there that I'm at least making money and not always, in some cases, losing money. But I'm comfortable. I'm not stressed out. They should never remake beloved series. They should do series that really screw up their adaptation, like Neko. I'm fine with remaking beloved series if they do it properly, but that's kind of it's like saying I'm good when it's good. I'm happy when it's good, right? Like I think the remake of Ramna is pretty solid. I really like it. The remake of Ghost in the Shell right now, which technically has never been made to begin with, but that's been really great. Let's make us happy to take away disk drives. Ugh. I think PlayStation won't take the physical disc away. I think they are misdirecting everyone with the physical ending to hide the fact that PS3 store has been shut down. But it was both, right? I mean, that was part of the discussion, right? How did they hide that when most people that I seen that were making legitimate criticisms of the change were saying they're taking away physical discs while shutting down the store? But they were both part of the discussion. I even said it. Didn't I say that last week? They're getting rid of the store, or they're getting rid of physical while saying go digital only, and by the way, your digital only store over here is going away. Like it was part of the same discussion. They literally double barreled, right? That doesn't mean that it hit it. That was the double barrel. That was the double barrel. It wasn't just a single barrel gun. It was a double barrel into the foot. It will be Sunday, I think, right? Yeah, it's Sunday. We literally was talking about that earlier. When 2028 hits, physicals will still be there, but the PS3 store won't. Right. Well, physical will be there for older stuff, but anything that's released beyond 2028 will not be physical. Remember, Mushoku Tensei skip content videos always pop off. Yeah, they do very well. That's why, like, legit, like, I didn't even know that Ascendance Bookworm was not airing last week. I was just like, I'm not doing Ascendance Bookworm. I have to do Mushoku Tensei. They do very, very well. Which makes me want to get into, like, Ascendance Bookworm and whatnot to do skip content for them as well, because they do so well. Like, it would probably be beneficial if I just went strictly to doing nothing but skip contents for, like, certain shows every single week. It would probably be very, very successful. It's just not something I want to do. Like, that's a prime example of, like, when I can see something that could make me a lot of money, but I don't necessarily want to turn to that. I don't want my channel to be skip content. There's people that do that. But I could easily do Ascendance of Bookworm. I could do Mushoku Tensei. They're also very, very time consuming. Like, I give mad credits to anybody that does skip content videos. because that's a lot of work. That's like, I didn't think the Edis video would take much. I'm like, I think they covered most everything. It still turned into like a 10-hour ordeal. And it's normally like single episodes, Mushoku Tensei skip content videos. It's my all day. Like from the moment I wake up, I watch the episode, get screenshots, note what all they covered. I have my notes for what happens in the episode, my thoughts on it, and then literally I have to go read that all the chapters they covered to find out what they skipped. Like reread all the chapters. Yeah, remakes are lazy, especially they're lazy, especially of legendary C-Zeros like Yusei Yatsura, which was just inferior to the 80s series due to cuts and censorship. Yeah, the censorship was annoying. I think that's kind of ruined a lot of the humor of Yusei Yatsura. Rama's not that big of a deal because I think Rama doesn't really rely on it too heavily. I mean, yeah, there is the, the walk-ins, there's this splash, and he's got the, tits out. I hate the niplet stuff. It really does. It's off-putting. But I don't think Rama relies on it, which is a nice thing. Did you hear about the new Tenchi Muyo anime in the works called Tenchi Galaxy? I seen like a Kickstarter for like a Western company that wanted... Was it a Western company? I kind of just was like, oh, okay. I don't know if it's... I think they got a director involved, though, at least, right? I haven't looked at it too much, though. Glad to hear it. This was both, but more people are talking about physical disc in the store. Yeah. But I don't see that being a very good smoke screen, though. Because, I mean, that happens regularly. Like, the stores shut down regularly. And PS4 is going to eventually happen, too. Probably in 2028. Bleh. Because the PS3 store is shutting down, that will happen to the games people bought from the store. This is bad. I couldn't remember, did they shut down downloadability? Or was it just the store itself, the storefront? Is iffy, there's some great, yes, but takes so much time. Other people skim over and miss a lot. Yeah. Well, that's why it takes me so long, is that I'm... For those who don't know, I am my worst critic. Like, if you find, like, an error in my video, I am sorry, and I am right there with you. I hate it. Because, like, I legit am my own worst critic. I will spend way too much time criticizing myself. Any mistake, any flub, I want to re-record it. I hate mistakes. And so, when it comes to skip content, and again, it's probably the main reason why I would never do skip content for more than at least one show a season, is because I pour over it multiple times wondering if I missed something. And there's times where I'm very careful. This is something I told, I think it was Earthly or Adrian the other day, or the other week. I am extremely careful about how I portray information. So, good example. Not an example, but just to give you a scenario here. If, say, Mushoku Tensei next week airs, and it skips a scene where, I'm making this up, by the way, Rudius goes into the market, and he buys something from a vendor, and the vendor winks at him and hands him an extra loaf of bread. Say the anime doesn't cover that scene. But I know, based on the novel, that wink alludes to something that will happen in the next episode. How do I tell people that? Because it's technically important at skip content. Oh yeah, and in the novel series, Rudius goes over to the market, buys something, guy gives him an extra loaf of bread and winks at him. I have to be very careful about how I say that because it's technically a spoiler for what's to come, but it's only spoiler because I have to point it out because it's skip content, but it's technically spoiler to point it out because it should be insignificant, if that makes sense. That's something I have to struggle with every single time I do skip content. Yeah, the massive volume 13 spoiler about the loaf bread. It's this deadly loaf of bread that will take out the entire nation, and Rudius bought it. Make a skip content channel, hire a writer, profit. You're right. That's probably the best way, but then you're kind of putting it up to other people to... Your credibility is put up to other people. It's very... I mean, for example, IGN deals with it. Like, whenever you see a review for IGN, and people hate the review, they say it's IGN, because all the writers are part of IGN. You have to put your credibility out there significantly. No, this is really Uncanny Valley and off-putting. It is. I mean, it's not... I was more bothered when it comes to shows that are really like more like fan servicey about it. Like Crossange. It's really weird. Crossange was really weird with the nips. You cannot purchase new digital games or DLC. Microtransactions are disabled, and money in PS wallets only can be spent PS5 sometimes. But can you download though? Do you lose your library still? I know lots of anime are getting going for 90s style nostalgia. I love it. I wonder if they will make early 2000 styles nostalgic sometimes. I'm more nostalgic to that era. Really? Yeah, I mean, technically some are by the mangaka too. Like, Go For It Nakamura last season. Nakamura. The mangaka went for that style. But most of the remakes are going for the style because it's from that era. He spoiled the next arc about the vending machine winking and handing Rudius a pack of condoms. There you go. Made from... I was gonna say something. I'm not... Those who know. Those who know. I'm not gonna say anything more. Those who know. That makes me think about one bread scene in season 1. It was so crisp, dude. Yeah, the folding out. Rui's dating a guy behind Sylphie, Roxy's back. Yes, the bread vendor. Dude, guys, you joke about it and you want to mock it, but the bread vendor's hot. The bread vendor's hot. The only problem with the bread vendors is that Kendra Sue didn't voice them, because Kendra Sue is already voicing Best Boy Orsted. I remember seeing people post IGN or Ignorant, yeah, back in the day. I mean, they still post it. That's still the thing. Shaking my hand, can't watch Mushoku Tensei anymore. Just got the bread wink spoiled. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'll keep my comments about the bread guy to myself going forward. Wifey number 4. The vending machine is secretly body-gaudy. Whoa. Relax, Rudius. Have some bread. Wink. Hey, look. Finger guns. Relax, Rudius. Relax, Rudius. Finger guns. I am so mad. I am still legit to this day mad they skipped the finger guns. I'm still mad that they skipped the finger guns scene from Mushoku Tensei. For those who don't know, before Body Gotti got to them on the main, at the university, he ends up running into like Kishirika and Roxy and Elise and all of them over on the Demon Continent. And Body Gotti travels overseas with Elise. And as they're traveling across, he ends up stopping at like this other tribe. But before he leaves, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before he leaves the Demon Continent, the first meet that we have of Body Gotti is him coming into the room where Elise and Talhan and Roxy all are in that room together. He comes into the room and he's got, if I remember correctly, Kishirika was on his shoulder. And he's just doing like finger guns with his other 2 hands and everything like that. It's so stupid. And like I could just envision him got these 2 arms and these other 2 and they're doing finger guns. But yeah, they completely cut that entire segment, which we covered again in my skip content videos. Or actually it was more the Mushoku Monday coverage. I don't know if I actually talked about it. I think I did talk about it in my skip content videos actually. I want to say that did. Because I had to explain how Body Gotti got over there. Body Gotti was was one of my favorite characters until Refugien just pretty much put him on the back burner. Finger guns would have taken too long to animate. What? Lies. What lies? They could have animated it. They did have expected issues with animating Body Gotti. He's a big dude. He's a big dude. As like even the whole sequence with the wedding, having Body Gotti come to the party. I was like, I just wanted them to do some crazy stuff with that. Of course, a lot of that was in my head. I made a lot of stuff up in my head about Body Gotti. I made him out to be the Kool-Aid man when I was reading that segment. Like, it's just, I could just see them having the wedding, him busting in the back door and saying, "Bah, I'm late. Body Gotti late." We need a fan animation of that scene. It's a funny scene because it gets into the fact that, yes, obviously, Kishirika is his bride. And she's small because she's just reincarnated. He has to, it's very clear that he's, banging Elise. Like, he needs people because his wife is now small. He can't do anything with her. And so they're very open with their relationship because he needs to have fun. If I remember correctly, Elise did not like him. Did not like sleeping with him. I might be misremembering. We need a fan animation for the scene. Speaking of adding a guy to the harem. No, that's for Zenoba. Zenoba Best Boy joins the harem, and I want to say that one, but no, that's spoilers. Have you seen Re-Goblin? There's a season 2 releasing. Re-Monster? Re-Goblin? Are you talking about Re-Monster? They should cast Kendra Suda as the bread vendor and have an anime-only plot twist where the bread vendor is Orsted in disguise. No! 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 I mean, we make the joke that Orsted makes the donuts, right? He takes Rudius and makes the donut, so he could use the bread and make actual donuts. At least slept with Bodyguard, yeah. She's basically slept with everybody. It's like, the question isn't did she actually sleep with Bodyguard? The question is who hasn't Elise slept with? Who hasn't she slept with? Re-Monster had a funniest OP. It was just not a good show. Julie without uniform has such a missed opportunity. Yeah, they skipped a lot of really cute moments with Julie. Like Julie and Manners chapter was really cute. It's like everybody sort of trying to help form Julie as a child. Everybody kind of stepping in and giving their own suggestion. Elise obviously having a very poor suggestion, but everybody else having really cute suggestions for Elise to help her grow. Re-Monster, I think, yeah, the Goblin guy, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to watch Season 2. I didn't finish Season 1. Switch to Twitch because YouTube seems to have a buffering issue right now with live streams. Really? Is anybody else having issues? Drop frames aren't doing it. No drop frames right now. Let me see what the names. There's another Goblin Isekai coming out this fall? Question mark? No problems. All right, cool. I did. That's why I switched to. What? YouTube with the crap, man. There's a Goblin Isekai. This one's interesting. This one's interesting. For the first time in my life, I have a girlfriend, but her friend tempts me with a body that is so seductive. What would you do if your girlfriend's friend came on to you like this? Like, we're... Okay. That's an interesting plot line. Unfaithful the anime. Isekai Stop is my favorite genre. How bad they go. Have no issues. That's why I switched over. Remonsters was unique. It was unique, but I just didn't like the day 13, day 13, day 14, day 15, day. It's like the stupid time card. Ever considered doing a spoiler stream where you do a script for skip content with the community after the episode releases? Yeah, it just doesn't. It just does. I mean, that was a question mark that we had for the Mushoku Mondays, but I typically don't read well on stream. As much as I read the chat decently well, I don't read very well. On camera, anyways. Yeah, but I think it's just a tower conspiring. It's just the towers conspiring. It might be a node, like a server node, some certain region or something. I don't know. Because technically, this stream, how the systems work, typically is like my stream or my upload goes to YouTube, and then YouTube sends it to their like live stream area, and that live stream will go out to different nodes, and those nodes could have their own problems. It's a big web of WTF. What am we talking about? Just got here. I don't know. Oh, this one a minute ago. Kanojo no Tomodachi, which is like about him being unfaithful or something, or at least being tempted by like her worst friend ever. And it could probably turn into a thing where like it's not necessarily that you know she's trying to steal him away from her friend. It could be either that she doesn't want him around her friend and is trying to tempt him to get him unfaithful, or it could be like this is a plot between the two of them to see if he's faithful. That would be interesting. It would be less toxic, I guess. Who knows? It could just be going straight for the idea that, yeah, this is an NTR anime. Not your stream, but the platform right now. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you pointing out, though. H show? Is it gonna be, it's just listed as ecchi. Quad's doing it. Does Quad do like all those Anime Festa shows? They have Anime Festa shows. It might be one of those like borderline H type of shows. We'll see. We'll see. WW Wave is my... Why did I click on it? Why did I click on it? Why did I click on it? Last thing I need to do is have some freaking thumbnail pop up on my screen that's gonna get me in trouble. It gets risky enough when I'm doing my previews for the season. Some of that stuff that pops up is like, damn it, gotta go back to the YouTube, the YouTube feed and clip this part out because I don't want the YouTube overlords to see that. Dragon Ball Super getting remade. It doesn't even need it. It's Raw Dog. The second remake. Remember, this is the second remake technically because we had the movie, then you had the TV series, and now we're gonna have a remake of itself. Like Beerus's arc will be the third time Beerus has been done. Oh, look, a Super Robot. Remaster was good starting out the episode. It was a very good start. It was a very good start. I did like how it started. Germany is fine on YouTube. We're fine over there? We're fine way over there? Jeez, crazy. I have people in Germany that are watching. It's crazy. Are we going to see Roxy Seg this season? It'll probably just be cut to the afterwards. I mean, it's not as if the novel is very descriptive about this stuff. Like, it was funny because I remember when season 2 aired, I seen somebody mad because they didn't show any actual action when it came to spoilers for season 2 of Mushoku Tensei, by the way. The sex scene between Rudius and Sylphie. They were mad they didn't show anything. And they were saying over here, at least they kept showing, but over here with Sylphie, they can't show it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, one, the age of Sylphie, obviously they're not going to show it on TV broadcast. Give me a break. But two, there's a factor that the novel doesn't really describe it. Like, Refugien doesn't talk about these scenes. Like, he talks about Rudius's mind after and before, but he doesn't really, like, go into detail. And then they started doing it. And then they did it more. And then they rolled over and they did it some more. And then he doesn't describe the act, really. Refugien does not really describe the act. But he'll describe situations like Elise, that Rudius keeps seeing her and she's doing it. So that stuff's in the novel. Him seeing Elise doing it and him being tempted by it is in the novel. It doesn't describe him doing it with Sylphie. So that's why it's not in the anime. So it's very selective. And again, with Roxy, he doesn't really describe the action of him with Roxy. I think the only time the anime has really added something was actually showing Zenithan and Paul in the Blu-ray. But Rudius is overhearing it, but he doesn't show it. So the anime kind of did their own thing there. Yeah, they were cut. It wasn't censored in it was the TV broadcast that was cut that stuff, yes, of Elise. The global version of it. Yeah, they cut all it. Well, technically no. Was it in the other broadcast in Japan? I know there was a lot of cut stuff with the global version of Elise, Mashiko Tensei, like the slave, the slave girl that they had in like the 0 episode was cut for the global release. Anyways, Anime Festa, aka Oceanville, love this stuff. I want to do something with Oceanville, but God, it's so expensive, dude. It's so adult content expensive. I can just take such a kiss scene if they couldn't do it. Yeah. Hopefully, they don't change anything more, because the first time they decided to sleep together, they decided to change it, make it look like Roxy threw him down. It's like, why do they have to change it to where Roxy's the aggressor? Like, that whole situation there was already like a big contingency thing in the fandom, and now we have to add more things, more flame to the fire. Fuel it. Just keep fueling it. Kanjo has a lot of sexual situations. She's constantly blue balling the MC. Kanjo? LA scenes were censored and quarter. Yeah, I got it done. Writing lemons are cringe for good reasons, hence the term. Elise is more the for the comic factor, yeah. I mean, eventually you see the reason why Elise is doing it, though. Like, that was the great thing about Elise's character. Again, season 2 spoilers, people. The great thing about Elise's character was eventually discovering that there's a reason that she's doing what she's doing. Like, literally, she gets sick. Like, it literally gets sick unless she does it. Like, pain, fever, death. And as they describe Paul and Zenithine, yeah. Like, the anime added bomber jacket story to Mushoku Tensei. Bomber jacket? Risa and his wives are more intimate. I don't mind it when you just get enough info to know, hey, they're doing it now. Yeah. I get the price is crazy, but when you get the stranglehold on that stuff, you get charged for it. Yeah. I mean, I think that is sort of like a health thing, right? Like a health of the platform. Because Oceanvale does not have shonens, because they don't have these big epic titles, because their user base is legitimately going to be less, because even they have two things working against them. One, they don't have stuff that will be to a big broad appeal, And 2, they're kind of restricted on what they can have access to. But I don't know, I put this wrong here, but and 3, it's all going to lead to essentially them having a lower subscription base. Oh yeah, the third is going to be the fact that most people that want Prawn, they pirate it. So they're fighting against piracy, they're fighting against, accessibility and what titles they have that will cause them to have a lower sub amount. And in order to be able to function as a company and have the servers needed, which, by the way, the costs of these hosting platforms are going up because of AI. Because of all these things, it caused them to have to charge more in order to sustain the platform. High Dive didn't really do that, and they've kind of more just dialed back. But for somebody like Oceanville, they're going to have to do that. I understand why they do it, is my point. Yeah, she loves Five Guys. I just hope they don't censor the scene with Edis this season. It's hilarious. No, she just wants them. Sword Saint jacket looks like a bomber. Oh, okay, gotcha. Kanojo no Tomodachi, I think they're talking about the series on your screen. Oh, for Kanjo? I gotcha. You were searching for Goblin Isekai, which is called So What's Wrong with Getting Reborn? That's right, we came here for that. I love this, by the way. I love that chat can have me go down the freaking rabbit hole and we can just be chatting about stuff and forget what I've been doing for like the last 10 minutes. I don't have the Japanese title. My gosh, the Sword Daughter is coming back. My Sword Daughter is coming back. I'm so happy. I guess I can just look up the thing. Let's just look up the thing. So what's wrong with getting reborn? Liz, I already went and complete it. I think I've heard of this one. And looks like it's doing okay. The source material looks like it's doing okay. It's a 70 score, which is pretty okay. Why did I click on them? I want to click on this. Fall, yeah. It looks cute. Definitely less violent looking than Remonster. What was the last unapologetic ecchi that was airing recently? Seems like there's none as of lately. Takamine-san, Nukitashi, Chain Soldier last season. Yeah, Nukitashi and Chain Soldier. A lot. Can it be considered as ecchi, Nukitashi? Because, yeah. I mean, I had the same issue myself. It's basically like pretty much H at that point. But that was, yeah, I would go back to Chain Soldier and Takamine-san. It's a blue calling on the cover, yeah. Have you done anything on this stream aside from Yap? No. Which that's why the thumbnail is anime Yap. Yeah, anime Yap. I mean, we talked about a couple of subjects I want to talk about. I want to talk about the whole thing with Yanni Neko. But yeah. Am I still live? Yeah, we'll be live for like another hour. Just yapping. What do you think about this Snake Yokai show? I haven't seen it yet. You talking about the Reiwa-san or something like that? Looking forward to it though. I skimmed the episode though. There was the teacher ecchi as well. I forget what it's called. Yeah, currently this season we have the one that's about the guy that does the expelling of the poltergeist by banging them. So there's that one too. And that one's straight up ecchi because it doesn't really show anything. Yaoi Yaoi Sensei, yes. Yeah, Yaoi Yaoi Sensei was great. I loved Yaoi Yaoi Sensei. And technically we had the same season. Last season was the Karan-sama. Can you like give a name for Poltergeist? You talking about the show? Are you talking about the show that I'm talking about? It's like some guy goes the back or something like that. Yeah, the Ghost Banger one is very mild. I mean, it's again, it's actually comedy. I got a massive kick out about, I don't know if I talked about it in a video before, but like if you look at the PV for that show, there it hit me when I seen the trailer and I was getting screenshots for it that I think I know what they're going with the joke with the Ouija board. They legit are using the Ouija board and the ghost is saying through the Ouija board, Iku, Iku, Iku. Like, it's legit saying they're gonna come. So they're literally going back and forth between the two. The two. Oh, it's so great. I was like, is that what they're doing? And I end up like looking at the little letters and lining it up. Goddamn, I passed it up, didn't I? Here it is. Yeah. Kamui, he's behind you. Goblin seems and check out the first episode. Recently been binging older shows like Bicha-san. What's your opinion on studios using AI for animation? I mean, that was technically one of the other things I want to talk about. That's technically one of the other things I want to talk about eventually. Nisekoi needs another season. I never got into Nisekoi. I'm kind of thankful of that now because the fact that we never got into the season. Why the hell are you here, teacher? That's a good one. I really liked Why the Hell Are You Here? Yeah, I was since to say, but go as far as say Chain Soldier or Gushing Over Magical. Gushing Over Magical was probably one of the most like give no F's types of show because that one goes places that's very questionable for a lot of people. A lot of people are kind of. It's a hard one to sell. I'll just say that. It's a very hard one to sell. I think it's hilarious because like the birth of a villain and how she used to be like this massive fan, she becomes a pervert. But like it is very hard to sell to people because so many people are going to find it uncomfortable. I watched kind of 10 in this season. I still need to watch 6 or something like that. If he's a ghost banger, then Yuna is a danger. Yuna the hot springs. I mean, the girl kind of looks like some of the designs. The designs are kind of similar in a way, at least the female design. Have you seen a certain Scientific Railgun? There's another season coming out. No, I told myself I need to get caught up so I can watch them, but every time I say that, I never do. Goes so hard. Kanan-sama did more in terms of sexual expression. Yaoi Sensei, even though the latter showed everything. Yeah, I just found Yaoi Sensei to be more entertaining. Plus, the teacher's freaking hot. Morieli Sapa. Interspecies Reviews is wild one. Yeah, it's hilarious. Interspecies Reviewers is like legitimately good writing. Interspecies Reviewers is probably one of the most funniest in writing. Immoral Guild, I think, is like funny, ecchi. But like Interspecies Reviewers is good writing, like really good writing. Not like I'm not talking about like, you know, world building, oh my gosh, plot twist, just good comedic writing overall. It's clever. What's my favorite romance? Danger to My Heart. No Japan care about much about using AI. Not care care as much about using AI because I remember a long time ago they said they wanted to use AI to translate manga faster, but takes out translators. Yeah, like here, like last week or so, their initiative to fund a lot of companies for localizations, they said that they encourage the use of AI in order to make it go faster to cut piracy, but it wasn't a requirement. Whether Goddess Dormitory is good, actually, I wasn't really big on that one. Unfortunately. I see Harem Labyrinth on Crunchyroll all the time. I've never seen it, though. Harem Labyrinth is... I've heard positive things about the source material from my brother, but I didn't find the anime to be good at portraying a lot of that stuff. It's a very slow burn. Is it worth a watch? I think if you like the idea of party building, which is a little bit of the interesting elements of it, it's got something good there. It's pretty good. Little Don Manchi. Yeah, you'll probably like it then. Yeah, that was one of the other things I want to talk about was the fact that there was this post by Anime Corner that the Aniplex president says AI will be considered if it benefits the creators. Which I think that kind of lines up with sort of a lot of the discussions coming out with AI, especially again with like Medi and the Japanese government trying to support, overseas expansion and saying that they're fine with them using AI for at least localization. But this is more in line with the actual use in studios, which, for those who don't know, Aniplex is a big producer of anime. If you look at, like, let's go here. Again, it's Sony's production team, their production studio. And if you look at, like, let's just look like the last year. I mean, you can see, like, here are some of the biggest titles, obviously. But, like, if you look at, like, the last year, newest, go to the current season. Like, most of what you'll see, a lot of what you'll see in a season is going to be them. Like, this last season, Kamen Bontan, Needy Girl, Yami, or Demons in the Shadow Realm, Akane Banashe, Nakamura, Agents of Four Seasons, that was all their shows that they themselves produced. They put funding and had oversight and control over the production of it. So Aniplex is huge. Aniplex is massive. And again, it's Sony's branch. So that kind of gives the significance of it there. Aniplex President Shu Nishimura says that company will take cautious approach towards artificial intelligence, saying that they would be open to use AI for the benefit to creators. The comments were made during Nishimoto's first extensive interview since becoming president, published Variety, where he also discussed Aniplex's global expansion strategy and future of anime industry. Addressing AI directly, he said Aniplex's priority remains working alongside creators, including animators. Aniplex's top priority is to create works together with creators, including animators. If AI have a positive impact on the creator's work, or contribute to further development of the creative process, we will be open to carefully considering its use. Let me see if I can translate that. Let's see if I can translate that from Corpo speak. When we see that we can utilize AI in a way that doesn't draw from creativity while also impacting the end product for the consumer. There's also a further... I don't think necessarily... You can assume that a lot of these individuals are going to say this in order to keep people from thinking they use AI until AI is usable in a way that people don't notice. Because I think that's the end goal. Let's be honest. That is the end goal. As soon as they can produce as soon as they can produce anime with AI and people don't notice it, that's when they'll use it. And we won't even know until somebody says it. It's been used. It's already been used. It's being used. We've caught it before, but it's usually like, it's like a sense of Bookworm where they outsourced the OP and that company used it without them knowing. Why was Fate Strange only 12 episodes? Every other has 24 episodes. Probably because Aniplex is so tied up with solo leveling most of their resources. I mean, look how long it took them to just release the episodes. They kept releasing them like piecemealed. I think it's because Aniplex is so tied up. They can release one episode every year. That's strange, right? We'll use it first. Use it, deal with it. That shit was explained over time. Search it. It's about Strange Fate. If we can save more than the backlash costs us, we'll use it. I think there really is an element of also acknowledging that it's not the easiest thing to implement AI. To give them a little bit of credit, there is sort of this push and pull happening right now where like studio directors, presidents, and whatnot are being pulled by shareholders to say how they're implementing AI because it's such a growing thing. Like a lot of these people just hear AI and they assume cost savings. But there is a lot of people that are shareholders that understand that AI is not fixing everything. When some companies put their money towards investments, these people are smart. There's a lot of people with money that are very smart, and that's why they have money, and they know full well that AI is not doing everything they're promising. So I'm hoping that eventually that stuff gets pulled back and they stop really demanding it, because it's not a bullet that does everything. A lot of companies are realizing very quickly that it's more costly in tokens to use AI than people, and they're now starting to hire people again. But so I think there's I want to trust what he's saying here, but I don't, because at the end of the day, his job is to make money, and if they can implement ways to make money with AI, they will. But it sounds better to say that you're looking after the creators. Basically, the quality depends on what is acceptable to us to use AI on. Yeah. We may utilize it if it seems safe to acceptable to do so. Make good money acceptable to use for. And I think a lot of it's going to be probably checks. I'm still convinced eventually what will get a lot of use of AI will be in-betweens that will have to be strictly watched. They'll give the AI the first panel and the last panel, and it'll fill in the in-betweens. But I think for now, a lot of it's color correction. There's a lot of studios that are already using it for color corrections. Coloring. I'm hearing a lot that they're using it for coloring specifically. Any info for how long will be the wait between cores of Mushoku Tensei? I don't think they've said anything. I think the assumption will probably be 6. It'll probably be a half a year, maybe 3/4 year. I would assume at least half a year. So potentially spring of next year. I'm also hearing a lot of positive things around the production, so having more time is a good thing. Or Tauros, I think it comes back in 6 months, more or less. But smart money is what has been driving the AI boom. My theory around really the boom is people stuffing each other's pockets. It's been a lot of over-promising for the sake of cashing in. I legitimately think it's Nvidia. It's a lot of these big, graphic. It's the AI models themselves, the company behind the AI models. It's a lot of investors that are all just trying to pocket each other's money or stuff each other's pockets full of money, while also getting big bucks through different shares and whatnot. It's basically people fabricating hype and just making a lot of money. And then you have all the RAM companies, they're shooting their costs up so they can make a big buck right now. I think it's a lot of people promising nothing and shoving money in each other's pockets. That's my belief. I'm not gonna fix my ratings at the end. we will get to it after this one. Yes, this is the last thing we're gonna cover. Hey, we'll probably get many of them, but we'll get some of them. What other comments did he make? It is important to preserve the essence of Japanese creativity and deliver its appeal more deeply to fans of each region. Again, I want to hope that he means this. Like, if I want to give him credits for this and accept that he's being legitimate here, there's a hope that he's saying this for the sake of understanding that if they do screw it up, they lose what they built. Again, this goes back to what I was talking about earlier with PlayStation. You get so big and so powerful, eventually you start to get full of yourself, and you think you can do whatever you want to do, and people will still pay you money. But there's acknowledgement here that if they do step out of line, and they do create an inferior product, people will stop coming to them, and they will lose what they built. It is very difficult to build consumer goodwill. It's very easy to lose it. It's very easy to lose it. You can take 10 years to build that credibility, and with one project, you can lose it. AI Nano is a good AI, right? How many of those investors do you think they read a book about AI story? Would they? Do you think they would? I don't think they have time. I don't think they have time, honestly. Again, there's going to be people that have money that just don't have a appreciation for it because it was given to them. But there's going to be a lot of people that they worked really hard to get that money, and they're smart. There's a reason why they have that money. But then there's also the aspect that, yeah, the rich get richer. Anyways. I don't know, I might look at the full variety thing to see if there's anything else in here, but this is pretty much Aniplex through, well, Rahul Parini has been pretty clear on this, and Rahul Parini, of course, is president of Crunchyroll, and he's, of course, getting information from Sony on how they're addressing this stuff, and this is the president of Aniplex, again, under Sony, and his way of expressing this stuff. They've all been pretty clear on they don't want to use it if it'll affect the actual property itself or the content. But I do understand that there is an element of you won't know when they're using it. Otoros, take care, man. Thanks again for dropping by. Thanks for the good times. Spud was right to introduce me to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Again, thanks to Spud and all that he does for the channel too. Always here for the Mashiko Mondays. But I hope you have a good one. Take care of yourself. What else I have? This is stupid. This is one of those moments where I almost don't want to buy it. Like, you legit gonna censor Yosuke? Like, you're gonna take away what makes him unique, is the fact that he's kind of a prick. Like, why are we so sensitive that we can't have this dude be kind of a prick? Every time I see any news out of Persona 4, I suddenly don't want to buy it. It was something effective, what they say, about the story and the characters, thoughts, and what do they say? Most of the changes they're going to make is around Yosuke, really. Yosuke wasn't very controversial at the time of the title's original release, but some of the content involving him has not aged too well. Most notably, in my opinion, is his treatment of Kanji and anyone he perceives as other or outsider relative to the rest of his friends. He also is the catalyst to some of the Persona 4's more perverted teenager tropes, like this scene. I'm guessing this is the opinion of the writer of this article, by the way. Okay, Rada said, well, they actually say he's a little bit insensitive in terms of how he treats outsiders sometimes, so we wanted to lighten up that a bit and make him a little more fitting for the world we live in now. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. I'm going to go look at the original text about exactly what he says here, but I don't like that wording. I do not like that wording. Make him more fitting to the world we live in now? No. Not gonna buy it. If that's what he legit said, I'm not buying that. Anyways, I'm gonna make myself mad. Let's go do some ratings. Let's go do some ratings before I call this damn stream. Atlas is gonna set me off. This is supposed to be a happy stream. Atlas is gonna set me off. Because modern global audiences will lose their minds if it doesn't adjust to their current trends. But there's like so much nasty stuff in Persona 4. Him being mean to outsiders is just him being a dick. I hate remake culture. When Golden one is my faves all the time, I'm not buying. I guess new people are gonna enjoy buying it. They can enjoy their new Persona. Persona 6, I'm concerned more for Persona 6, right? I'm really concerned for Persona 6 at this point. It's gonna have horror thriller vibes to it. Where you make it so many times, eventually controversy comes to it. 4 is my favorite Persona. Don't change it. I do understand somewhat. I think Persona 4 is my favorite. I played Persona 4 Golden on the Vita, and I freaking loved it, dude. I'm built on 10. Yeah, do that. Persona is dead. The writing was at the wall when they removed the beach scene. They did, yeah. Yakuza went down this route too. Really? Really? Yakuza has too? Is the only thing they've told you about? Glad Yuri doesn't voice the Yusuke now. He was good. He's good at being a dick. Yeah. Straight runs are great, but an anime with good plot and characters is worth waiting for. I've seen a 10-year break for season 2 and enjoyed it very much. Yeah. Same 4 on Vita is now. I discovered the franchise. Yeah. And I went back and I did 3 after that. What's your favorite show? My favorite show ever? I don't know. I have a lot of tops. I have a lot of top favorites. Here, let me... Where is my tops? They're right there. There's my 10 out of 10s. We got some Bungos. I think I put my last 10 list. I had Bungo Stray Dogs, Clannad, Shogun Roku Raku Shinju, Evangelion. I've had From the New World up there at some point, but I took it out of there. I'm not sure if I took Hanasaki Roha out. I think it's up there, though. The Monogatari series. March Comes in Like a Lion. I think those were my top list last time. Mushoku Tensei ReZero. Yeah. Gatchaman Crowds, yeah. Gatchaman Crowds is great. I didn't watch it until I think Insight came out with the OP, and I'm like, what is this show? This OP for Insight's so freaking good. What is this show? And I go watch it, and I'm like, holy crap, this show's really good. It's actually a really good show. Kisogika. Arya is really good. I'm gonna play GTA 6 in November. No, I don't think so. I do not care to play a PlayStation right now. I legitimately don't care to drag that stupid modem over here and play it. Gotcha, man. Yeah. The music's so good, dude. Gotcha Man Crowd's got such good music. Oh, it's so good. Speaking of ratings, I finally got to finishing Journal of the Witch. That shot up to Inner 2 all-time anime. One of your top anime. It really clicked with me and deeply loved it. I'm glad you appreciated it. I really enjoyed that one a lot. Curious, do you rate off of your objectivity or how much you generally enjoy the show? Both. It is my opinion, obviously. All my ratings are based on my opinion and my opinion alone. I mean, there's some that I critically will put up there. Like, a good example of sort of how I function is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is not my favorite anime of all time. Like, it's not even in my top 10 anime of all time. It's probably not even my top 20 anime of all time. But I acknowledge that Full Metal Alchemist is a perfect anime. Like, my only thing that really I would criticize about Full Metal Alchemist is I don't like the fact that they assume you watch the first one, and thus they skip those story parts in the remake here. They just go, oh, don't... Here, remember that this stuff happened in the first one? Yeah, now we're continuing here. When in actuality, they should have just redone the whole thing because of how much the first one deviates from the original source material. So I almost feel like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood starts in an assumption state that I don't like. I wish that it was more of a standalone. But I still think it's like an incredible anime that everybody should watch, and it's a 10 out of 10. But it's not my favorite. Yeah, all my stuff is based on my own opinion 100%, because the reason why I do ratings, I don't rate stuff for the sake of the site. I don't rate stuff for the sake of the overall rating of the show. When I put 10 on Silent Voice, it's not because I want a Silent Voice's number to come up for everybody else. I put 10 because I have... Where's my stupid thing here? Profile. I have 2,400 anime to skim through. So when I'm looking for something of value in my list, I need to have the number accurately describe it against 2,400 other things. Because when I want to do a list on, say, this type of genre, if I want to do a discussion about this type of genre, I need to be able to fairly navigate all those titles properly. So that's why I'm very critical about where in this 10 spectrum it goes, and it can be anywhere in there. It can be a 4 and still be a good show. Yeah, the director of the Nogoshi was fired, bragging about spending Yakuza's script to the Cali side. Oh god, really? Oh my god, and called everyone they could not have with them man babies. Oh my god. Way to kill your franchise if that's true. Yeah, that's the realist pet peeve Brotherhood with me, yeah. Interesting, I've always seen people add all the seasons for each show, but I only add the first. If I don't, it bloats the total number I've watched and brings me to 300 to 320, close to 1,000, yeah. Yeah, not always. Like I show the number, but I'm not really concerned by that. Like, there's a lot of those that are in that list that I only watched 3 episodes of it before I shut it down and closed it. I mean, some people watch One Piece, which has a massively higher episode count. Some shows are higher episode count than other ones. I watched a lot of Gundams, and those are always like 50 episodes, but they're, you know, seen as one series compared to Golden Boy that only has, you know, 6 episodes. So it's just a number. I'm only using that as an example of why I need to, because there's so many titles here. But I like rating different seasons because I feel like some seasons are less strong than others, honestly. But I get your point for that. I think it's a good to keep from that bloat. So you rate based on your ratings on other shows. Yeah. Overall, anime-wise, for me, in my anime brain, it sort of helps to inform myself when I'm trying to inform other people, I guess. The fact that there's no slice of life in the beginning was sad. The overarching conspiracy plot started straight away, and that's why it's slightly under a 10 for me. For which one? I ran up the ratings season 2 season. There's more seasons all individually. Okay. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. I found I ran up this ratings if there's 2 seasons. If there's more, I'll rate seasons individually. Oh, okay. I get you. Andrew, did you see the stupid discussions that circulating gets now? They're hilarious. Do I want to know? Is it like Twitter controversy, or is there like something interesting there? I'd be shocked if there's anything important there. Where's my first show that has not been rated? We got 30 minutes to at least get like 3 shows done. Let's see. Where is... I scrolled it earlier and I forgot what show was the first one. Nina the Starry Bride. Is that my first one? Is Nina the Starry Bride? Nah, usual Twitter, but the comments are funny. Not liking the new style, or just not being gets the movie. I want to know too. I am banned on X, so I can't see the latest tar discourse. Alpha Omega, you are free. You are. I was joking earlier because now they have this ad block thing where it hides your feed and says that you need to turn off ad blockers because it helps them facilitate their algorithm crap. And I'm like, wow, if you need more information from me besides what I click on, what I like, and what I view, that's a red flag. But I'm like, this is great though, because it pops up after about 10 or 20 seconds, and so it's keeping me from scrolling X. I'm like, cool, thank you for the anti-scrolling our feed thing. A new feature on X that keeps you from scrolling for too long. And if we sort my ratings, non-rated one will be at the bottom. I thought I did. I went by broadcast dates. It's easier to find them. The band saved. You did. Star of the Bride was has a really crappy ending. I don't think they even announced the second season. That's not a very good ending point. It's like a solid 5. I did like her character. I did really like her character. Let's see. Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online Season 2. I forgot that I even finished this. I actually forgot that I finished this. Some say they forgot that Standalone Complex exists, and now only 95 and 2026 exists. So elitist people and probably one guy marked some other people think all people think like that. I can't. So I guess to translate here, the idea is that I kind of assumed this was going to happen. I legitimately was. It's almost like a LARPing thing. I guess the best way to put it. Like, I assumed that was going to happen was you're going to have a lot of people that think they know what Ghost in the Shell is, or they're trying to act like they know what Ghost in the Shell is, and they just don't know like half of what is in actually Ghost in the Shell and what they've produced. How much of it isn't even the original manga, and it's their own stories. I don't claim to be an expert of Ghost in the Shell, but I at least understand like a lot of these spin-offs, the original, how it was nowhere near the manga. It does take a lot from the manga, but it's not even the manga. The feeling and the portrayal of it, it was made to be a movie flick, like insanely like high budget, serious movie. It's not the manga really. I liked Pink Sword Online. How long has GGO 2 been out now? I don't know, probably a year now. Just got here, what did I miss? A lot of yapping and me finally getting around to rating anime. Or at least fixing my ratings. Got my wife watching Chainsaw Her Cat, and she's loving it. Nice. She gets it. And then I watched Opposite Tracks alone. Okay. Sound like tourist news. It's more engagement farming, let's be honest. A bunch of people bickering on social media for engagements. I'm so tired of it. As you guys can tell, I'm so tired of engagement farming. Gun Gale Online. It wasn't as bad as the first one. What did I rate the first one? I'm kind of curious. It was probably really low. Warning for those that really like the first part or like Gun Gale Online. 5. I'm going to give this one a 5.2. I think I'm going to give this one a 5.2. It's just a fun action-y show, I guess. You missed you did miss the bread seller spoilers. Crap, I said it again. I didn't say what show it was from, though. I didn't say what show it was from, so it's not spoiler. Nobody say what the show was. Andrew stands alone on his complex. Shut up, Desmond. I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you. I really like Nina's relationship with her brother. I give anything for a second season. I did like her relationship with her brother. Nothing weird about that whole thing at all. D-Lit, you made it. You made it. We got 25 minutes left on the clock and you finally made it. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Elusive Samurai. I want to love this so much. And I'm gonna watch season 2. I think it's like a 5. Like, I think the production quality is amazing. There's so many really fantastic scenes that I just love so freaking much, but I just don't like the humor, and I don't like the structure of the show. I don't like the structure of scope out bad guy, show them with creepy, dumb, like, grins and stuff, and then beat them up. It's so bleh. The first episode almost opened up to being a perfect show for me, but it just didn't. It didn't. I realized the stream was this early. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably transition to doing at the same time every week now because of, like, my schedule and wanting to be able to get some stuff done in the evening, but, like, we'll see. The new Tinsra OP is great. It is so good. I love it. I hope the characters are good. I'm looking forward to seeing the new characters tomorrow. Hopefully. I'm assuming based on the title that's going to be the new characters. I just know JP Bros love the Shota guy. They do. I mean, we have another season. We have literally this show coming back this season. We have another show, the dancing one, that has the same, like, cutesy Shota girl type of thing going on. Shota boy, cutesy boy Shota thing. That's what Shota is. I feel the Elusive Samurai got through season 1, but I'm just not interested. I'm hoping I'm gonna watch the first few episodes of season 2 and hope that it picks up more, because it was kind of building into something in the later parts of the first season. This is a good time. I can stay till the end. I'm glad. Is Salad Bowl of Eccentrics a direct ripoff of Hinamatsuri? Someone gave a synopsis and it sounded exactly the same plot points. No. Salad Bowl of Eccentrics is trying to go for more of a mashup of genres with the idea of isekai, if I remember correctly. No, that was Saki Peeps. Yeah, Salad Bowl. I'm getting mixed up now. Salad Bowl Eccentric was the one where it's technically like a reverse isekai time jump thingy, with somebody coming forward in time and him having to take care of the girl. And yeah, I guess it's Hinamatsuri. I guess it's kind of... See, the problem is Salad Bowl of Eccentric is much more serious than Hinamatsuri. Hinamatsuri is like relentlessly comedy, where I feel like Salad Bowl of Eccentrics is trying to at least be serious at times. Just watch Hinamatsuri. If you watched Hinamatsuri already, you might like it. I was getting a little bit of Sasaki and Peeps in my brain when I was trying to describe it, and I realized, and I stopped myself. For those that didn't follow what I was doing there, Sasaki and Peeps was around the same time, and that show started creeping my brain while I was describing it. my YouTube being weird? Did I lose the stream for a second, or just you? Yeah, YouTube Studio is being weird. You throw me off, YouTube Studio. Dad's daughter-esque or psychic-esque. Yeah, Salvo Eccentric is definitely going for like adoption type of story, like Bunny Drop becoming the father figure to somebody that needs one, which was really like the big like hook point that I had towards the later part. I'm like, I actually like this, kind of cool. I'm still fine. Stream's fine. Okay, good. Thank you. And to remind you what your score is on Slayers. I don't think I scored Slayers because it's been so long. That's one of those ones that I want to rewatch it. It's been so long. I'm actually hoping eventually they'll do a remake. That would be great. We need a remake of Slayers, man. Because this sucks. This sucks. It's been there so long. It's dusty. Oh damn. Oh, that's the print. This is like this is like the worst pack, by the way. It's the first 3 seasons done by, who was this? Was it Fun? Yeah, it was Funimation. Look at this pack. I hate this. This is so like Japanese too. It's just like a digipack thingy. It's just they put a cardboard piece to sandwich a bunch of generic plain jewel case thingies. This is such a shitty this is such a shitty release, dude. This is such a shitty release. I hate every time I see this. I almost kind of wish I got the Slayers DVDs as they released them, so I didn't get this complete pack. But no, with all the like, especially with Magic Knight Rayearth, I think when I see Magic Knight Rayearth, my brain immediately went to, they're gonna do Slayers eventually, aren't they? I'd take it. I didn't rewatch until season 3 of Slayers. The way you describe Salad Bowl, it sounds more and more like Himatsuri. Yes, I acknowledge that too. No, Salad Bowl Eccentric has quite a number of humorous moments. I love the night. The nights, most of the comedies around the night. Like I mean, I like the whole bit where they were looking at the infidelity, and she ends up going up there and seeing this lady banging the gardener or whatever. There's some funny moments between him and her, but like, yeah, the night was mostly where the fun was. Like them trying to recruit her to being like this cult member, and then suddenly she performs a miracle, and now suddenly everybody thinks that she's like this goddess. It's so goofy. Like this cult badly wants her to join the cult. She had it made too. She just needed to stay there. And then they started doing the printed models. But I have it nonetheless, yeah. Again, gotta have your physical media. Hopefully the DVDs last decently long. They're not supposed to last that long, but hopefully they last long enough. Is it bad I both want and don't want a remake on Shakugan no Shana? I feel like it would benefit a lot from a brand new animation, but I feel like it wouldn't get much attention. I would love it because I love Shana. I don't think it would be too problematic that it would see some sort of shifting. I mean, it's got a little bit ecchi in there, but it's not too much of a focus that I would be too bothered by some potential changes that it would face. I would watch a remake of Slayers because season 4 and 5 looked like it was that. Andrew, better Lena inverse sidekick, Blonde Knight, or Busty Rival Sorcerer? Busty Rival Sorcerer, yeah, obviously. Busty Rival Sorcerer, for sure. Oh, gosh. Shauna's done with the series, by the way. Nice. Suma Show is a good question mark. Suma Show, what would I rate Suma Show? The only thing I didn't like about Suma Show is the later parts. I felt like it got a little bit too quick on the adaptation, but I still love it in the end. Eight? It's not the greatest looking show. It is not a very good looking show. But I'm 7 or 8. I hear mixed things about Suma Show. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like the ending. I thought the ending was fine. I'm fighting with myself because I read a lot of the skip content. Not that it was like a boatload of skip content, but there was a couple parts that were like really good that is very unfortunate they skipped. How high was it in my list for that season? I'm trying to remember how high I was on it when the season ended, and I'm not going to let that dictate what I do. But I like to know where I was at when the season ended. How much of a high I was on. It was my number 2 favy of the season, so I was way up there. It was way up there for me. I think I'm gonna do 8. The only thing that beat it that season was Dandadan. Dandadan season 1 beat it. But Dandadan season 1 was really good. Super good. Suma Show beat Ranma. It beat the first part of Beastars, Demon Lord 2099, Natsumi 7, Bleach. Yeah. I'm gonna do 8. Yep. No, I don't feel bad about that. People say that Berserk is unadaptable. I disagree. It could have been a legitimate adaptation. Needs a remake 100%. Anything can be adapted. like even what's that one manga that's incredibly well drawn? Blanking on the name of it right now. Shoot. Somebody's got to know it in the chat. Come on, help me out here. There's a samurai manga that's like insanely drawn. Vagabond. Thank you, Nemo. Which I tell you, no. You'll know why I'm saying this in a second. Hold on. Vagabond is a level in its own, dude. I'm gonna try to find a really good panel. I mean, every panel's gorgeous, but like, here's a good one. Oh, come on, don't make me verify it. Okay, where's the panel that I just clicked on, Google? Yeah, look at this stuff. It's a panel. And like all the panels are like this. Like, look at that, dude. Like just the scenery and everything. This has so much damn detail. The hair. Like, he's got some incredible panels that probably took him so much time to make. Yeah, Vagabond's up there like one of the ones where like even if you don't like read it, you can appreciate the artwork. Boishi's art's pretty damn good, yeah. They're never gonna finish it. Beats got some Beats. Orb, the other word that's in your sentence. Orb has some really good panels too, from what I've seen. Well, I technically read quite a bit of it on the side when I was actually watching the anime. They had some really gorgeous panels in it. So, anyways, what was that? Got a few more done before I got to get off here. Stories of girls who couldn't be magicians. I kind of like the concept, but this show has a problem with its characters being so annoying. They sort of have like an archetype, and they kind of just keep repeating that archetype. It had a good concept there, potential, but not really that great. It's very much so. For those who know, this is like a. I would say the stories of girls who couldn't be magicians. The best way for me to describe it for most people here to understand what its potential is, think Witch Hat Atelier with its concept about magic and how people perceive it as being one thing, but it's actually something else, and that there's a secret group behind the scenes that's trying to change what the public views magic as actually functioning as. And then throw like almost like Saturday morning cartoon kids show type of tropes and mood to it, and then have really annoying side characters that are all defined by their quirk. I bake bread in my family's shop. I want to be a singer, that kind of stuff. So every time they pop up, they have to sing or talk about baking bread or something like that. It's like a 3. Some later Berserk pages spreads look absolutely insane. Yeah, he's got some good stuff, like real good stuff. Berserk couldn't pass muster on television or at ATX today. Specifically, the Lost Children arc needs to be cut. Let be censored. Yeah, I can see that, especially for even TV broadcasts. There's a hope though, because a lot of ONAs can get around a lot of that stuff. It's just their willingness to do that. They're going to obviously take a hit if they keep it true to the source material. They're going to cut down their available market. That's why I always talk about, in a lot of cases, it's not really necessarily a censorship for the sake of wanting to prevent things from being seen that censorship happens. Censorship in a lot of cases, especially in Japan, is for the sake of getting it to a broader audience. They want these people that would be normally offended by this content to watch their content, so they get more viewer on it and they make more money. Fair and daughter's best girl. Well, yes, Pun Pun also is told it is hard to be adapted. No, I've heard that. Yeah, I haven't actually read it. I have it finally, but I haven't read it yet. But I've heard that. Your number of videos from various YouTube channels discussing which material are being demonetized. I have seen that. Yes, they are coming down hard on them, and I'm waiting for the email. I am legit waiting for the email. I'm glad that I don't use footage, so it's harder for them to find me. But yeah, I am waiting for the email. And the moment that it pops up, I will no longer be covering the show, and that'll be their loss. And all these other content creators are probably gonna have to start, stop covering it, which is what I don't think Japan understands. Got my votes just from the name alone. Quirk, it's not my hookup. Shut up. Netflix or HBO could do it if they wanted to. Yeah, Netflix is doing it. Netflix is legitimately doing it. That is their focus. They don't want to hold back on things. I mean, even with the Neko, there's more and more broadcasts going to net that is like openly, hey, we're not going to hold things back here. For example, the octopus arms or censorship. Yeah, technically. You are Miss Servant. I didn't really care much for her. She's super freaking hot. She's super hot, but that does not make a very compelling show. I'm gonna 3. We'll 3 it. Astoria Wand and Sword first season. It's like a 5 for me. It was okay season. Visually great, but I'm just wasn't that engaged with the story overall. Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride. It was cute at first. It was a cute story at first. I liked it. For those that like, like a unconventional romance story. This demon lord guy buys this elf from this auction, and then the entire time he thinks that he's going to torture her because everybody views archdemons as being evil. Gets into like how the archdemons themselves aren't necessarily that evil. It was cute. I'll get a 4. I enjoyed it. That is wild. I liked your servant very much. It's not that terrible. Just compared to, again, 2,400 other shows is not that great. Again, when I rate stuff, you guys can consider I'm having to rate it against 2,400 other shows, so they gotta be really good to be up there, because there's a lot of other shows that are up there. Demon Slayer Hashira training arc was alright. It was alright. They didn't need to be that long. It didn't need to be that long. I still think it's solid, probably a 6. Always like a 6. Trying to think of all that happened there. Yeah, I think it's a 6. Shut up. What about Bob? I don't know if that's what you're doing, but just if you're doing it, don't do it. Andrew, I come up with another niche show, but did you watch Shigofumi? That's just Kino's journey in the afterlife. It's a 7 for you. Okay, I will pause and say it. Shigofumi. Ah, damn it. Shigofumi. It looks familiar. I love the art style. It looks almost Tenchi Muyo. Is there somebody in there that's Tenchi Muyo? It's not in my list, so I'm going to assume probably not. It looks familiar, though. It looks gorgeous. Yeah, do you recommend it? Yeah, the training arc for Hashira's training arc is much slower, yeah. Or much shorter. They did expand it a lot. Which, I mean, it was par for the core. Like, even, par for the course. Even the previous season with the, not Swordsmith training arc. What was it? The Entertainment District arc. This was much shorter in the manga, but of course the fight scene itself was like insanely long. Like they made this scene into it's like they took these like short panels for the fight and they basically turned it into an epic season, which again was incredible looking. Just for me personally, was like, okay, yeah, they're still slicing at each other. I'm kind of checking out at some point. I think legitimately, I want to say the Entertainment District arc was the point which I realized that I'm just not vibing with shonen anymore. Like, I got to points where I'm like, I'm kind of just bored of just fighting. Like, I just kind of want something to happen, like, story-wise. It looks cool, it looks beautiful, like, the animation's insane, but it's like, at some point I'm like, can we just cut somebody's head off and be done already? Like, I'm kind of done with this. I'm kind of turning into a boring person right now. The anime censored is either appeal to people who would be offended by the content or or the broadcasts in the countries with conservative leaders that ban the content. I mean, if they need the content to be censored in some way to be broadcast elsewhere, they can just make a version with the censored content. That's not gonna stop it. It's not like in the studios themselves or in the production teams are they like suddenly going, hey, what is allowed in these other countries? Because otherwise you wouldn't have like legit. A good example is the Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers still exists, and they're like legally not allowed to have the symbol in certain countries. So it's not like they're gonna prevent it completely just for that sake. Shiofumi, they did Slayer. They did expand on a lot on the Demon Slayers. Yeah, they did. As much as I dislike the ReZero has cut content, I'm glad it's not bloated with filler. Yeah. That's wild to me since I thought the Entertainment District arc was amazing. It visually was amazing. Again, I just didn't like story-wise. I do really still want to watch the movie. The Infinity movie. And one of these days when they stop trying to rebroadcast it on theaters to make more and more money, eventually I will get a streaming rights to watch it. I get annoyed if I fight last multiple episodes. Same. Like it was the same with me for Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 was like so much flying around buildings and just explosions and lines. I'm like, at some point I check out. But I'm liking the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen, so that proves that like they get back to story and stuff and mix in fights with it. I enjoy it more. Don't watch Dragon Ball then. I love Dragon Ball back in the day. Again, I think my own tastes have just changed over time. Izzy, Tenchi, Sena, Kenichi, and Kazuka Tenchi-like characters. I'm not following. I must have missed the lineup of comments there. Infinity Arc is coming to Crunchyroll at the end of this month. Nice. I'm gonna watch the New Girls on Panzer movie with Japanese cinemas have it as 4D experience. I will eventually watch them, yes, because I really like Girls on Panzer. Let me do one more good one before we call it. What's our last one that we want to do? Let's get a good one. Terminator Zero. I forgot that Terminator Zero was a thing. Oh my gosh. Terminator Zero. That's my 4 score for soul leveling. Eat it. Eat it. No more good ones. I need one more good one. Come on. No. Well, one that I have to think on it for a little bit. Not Gene of AI. We're doing good, I think. Like I'm legitimately not running into a lot of unrated. I think having these regular fix my ratings sessions is definitely helping out a lot. Oh my gosh. Because I'm legitimately running out of things to actually rate. Sabikui Biscuit. I forgot Sabikui Biscuit exists. Oh my gosh. The Danger of My Heart. I didn't do Danger of My Heart. Are you serious? Damn it. Ooh. Okay, there's one right next to it. I'll do both. I'll do both of these. Okay, so first, The Weakest Tamer began a journey to pick up trash. That show opens up incredibly good. The opening of that show is really, really good, and I really like it. There's actually a lot right here that I want to do. But that show got kind of blah. Especially the last arc was just kind of shrug. There's too much of like her wanting to be alone and then finding a place to stay and then just kind of leaving. It feels like it kind of builds up a lot to nothing. Four. I think it starts really good. It has potential still in the end, but I think the later half is just so blah, unfortunately. I'm still looking forward to another season if they do it. The reason I did that one too is because this is not going to be a debate. This is legit not going to be a debate. Season 2 is just a 10 out of 10. Like, it's legit, like, what sort of culminated to my reasoning for putting Danger in My Heart as my #1 favorite romance of all time, and was literally like, if not, I think it was my favorite anime of that year, question mark. What year was that? That was 2024. Let me see. I'd be shocked if it wasn't my anime of the year. So for 2024, we have number 10, Dawn to Dawn, Season 1. Number 9, Dead Dead Demons, Destruction. Number 8, Gushing Over Magical Girls. Number 7, Apothecary Diaries. There's a reason, by the way. Is because that second half was not... The ending of Season 1 of Apothecary Diaries is incredible, and I love the first half of it, but there's like a segment in that second core that's kind of rough. That was the only thing that brought Apothecary Diaries down for me for Season 1. Ocean Echo, Season 2 as number 6. Number 5, Machina, Too Many Losing Heroines. Number 4, Spice and Wolf, Merchant Meets a Mice Wolf. Number 3, Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Part 2. And number 1 anime of 2024, Dangers in My Heart Season 2. I called it. It was literally my anime of the year that year. It was such a good season. Holy crap, dude. Danger in My Heart, like, is a legit, progressively gets better every single episode. And I remember Season 2, I kept saying I'm waiting for it to flop. Like, I'm waiting for it to at least plateau. Ask anybody that was around me at the time, like Earthly or Adrian. I was saying when this show was airing, I'm like, it's got to plateau at some point. It has to come back down at some point. It just never did. It keeps getting better. Anyways, sorry. Still need to watch Danger in My Heart. I highly recommend it. If your tastes match with mine, please at least watch the first season up to the basketball, the face, as I always tell people, because it's not like a lock you in insane first couple episodes. It's like, for me personally, it wasn't until like the basketball to the face where I'm like, okay, yeah, I was right. There's gonna be something good here. And then everything before then makes sense, by the way. It's like, it's not like anything before then is wasted. It's just that it almost feels like a wish fulfillment type. It opens up, makes you assume that it's going to be a typical wish fulfillment, hot girl meets nerdy guy, or edgy shut, enclosed introvert guy, why him type of story. But like, it's so good. It's so good. All these great series get better over time. I agree. I like when series that just don't let you go. They keep getting better. Well, it's 2 years ago. Right. I still gotta watch the movie. The movie's coming out legit in a week, right? The movie's coming to High Dive in a week. I get to finally watch the movie. Because it was like available in like 2 places. Like New York and LA or something like that. 2 places I'm not. Witch and the Beast is really good, by the way. I'm looking forward to the next season of that one. Witch and the Beast is really, really good. Not the greatest looking show, but I liked Witch and the Beast. I actually was really enjoying it watching it. I think it's like a 7. Not all the arcs were great. There's a lot of little stories that weren't that good, but like overall, I really like it. Especially the later parts. I'm locked in for where it can go. The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic was okay. I think that's like a solid, like, That's like a solid, like, you won't hate your time watching it, but it's not great, though. It's like a 4. Undead Unluck. I don't know if I want to do Undead Unluck right now. I thought it had a lot of potential. I thought Undead Unluck had a lot of potential. And for me personally, it did not deliver on any of it. Like there's like 2 arcs that I like, and the rest of it's kind of blah. And I think the overall plotline's really cool. Yeah, I unliked it at some point. I liked it, and then at some point I clicked the unlike button. Six? 5 or 6? Five. I think I'm gonna do 5. I think I'm gonna do 5. I had a lot of hope for it, but I think I'm about a 5 on it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I went an extra like 10 minutes higher than I was actually gonna plan on doing. That was good stuff though. I think I'm gonna call it there. As usual, thank you guys so much for being here. And the chat, I appreciate you guys for hanging around and conversing with me, because like I said, I'd rather just chat with people and yap than do anything that I schedule to do. It's always a lot of fun for me. So same time next week should be, yes, unless I get too swamped with trying to get the first impressions done. I should be here same time next week. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for dropping by, conversing. Again, thank you so damn much to Gearless for the massive super. Thank you to Barthel for the super. Thank you to Forget Me Not for the super. All that stuff. It means a lot. Ortros, I think that was last week though. Ortros, if I didn't say it last time, I'll say it this time. Nemo, thanks for the cool emotes. Nemo's got some really good emotes over there on Twitch. I like all the emotes you got. Did they actually function? They actually function in the overlay. I'm actually surprised there. I wish YouTube had animated GIFs. YouTube. That'd be really cool if we had animated GIFs. YouTube. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I appreciate again everybody for dropping by, conversing, chatting, all that stuff, and all the kind words and support, all that stuff. It means a great deal. Look, what about Bob? You decided to jump over there for Twitch just for now? Just jump over there and do that now? You feel left out on the Twitch side with your stupid... What is that, a goat? It is a goat. Anyways, we're having a GIF competition over there on Twitch. Again, appreciate everybody for dropping by and all the support and all that stuff. Until next time, y'all have a safe and wonderful week. Be good. Take care of yourself. Stretch, hydrate. Don't listen to me. I'm not your dad. Sergio Donna, thank you for the super at the last freaking second. I'm leaving. Thank you, Sergio Donna. You could do sound euphonium in the right there. What? What's popping up on my screen? What? What is this? There was an error communicating with the stream servers. What are you? Is that Steam? Steam, why are you... Steam, why are you... Steam. Anyways, bye.